Perry White in the house. You see him all over his shows, and also does the coaches show with Todd Sterling. I think I saw Todd Sterling here just a moment ago.
Guys, what's going on? It's HBC. We got the Southern press conference with Marshall Faulk. I'll be handling.
We've got some dignitaries and some sponsors in. We're going to recognize you coming up. Hey, man, what's going on? You know it is your favorite HBC on Bishop Campbell here. Big day down there in Southern Baton Rouge. Man, I heard that Perry White is even in the house. Maybe we'll get Perry to come on after the press conference. Man, big day for Southern. Marshall Faulk, NFL Hall of Famer, played for the greatest show on turf, now coming back to his home state of Louisiana, New Orleans native, to be the next head coach of Southern University. Yeah, those clicking noises, I think that's them doing those clicking noises. That shouldn't be on our end. I heard those clicking noises also. Super excited to have you guys on during the middle of the day. Hope you had a tremendous Thanksgiving holiday, man. You know it's a big week for the Off Script Network. Got Outspoken tonight, HBCU Coaches Corner, man. We got an all-star coaches roundtable. You know we got one of the biggest shows of the year with the breakdown. See what Mike's wing picks for this SWAC championship game. And then, of course, I know Zoe and Scotty will be doing on. And then looks like I might not be able to make it to Jackson, so I'll probably be hosting the watch party right here on this channel. So, man, we'll be having a lot of fun this week. You know, hopefully everybody has it. You know, shout out to all the Southern folks that are in the house. Shout out to all the SWAC people, man. Like I say, this is a big day for Southern. Hey, man, put in the chat what you think about your new coach. You know, is this a new start for Southern? What do you think? You know, hey, you know, we can play this game. What do you think his first year record is going to be? Who do you think he's going to keep on as coaches? You know, put that all in the chat. Okay, well, I tell you what, we will definitely be talking about that. Again, for those family rattlers, it was not what we wanted to see on Saturday. You know, again, there has not been an official announcement. But, you know, like I said, we'll see what happens. Got my boy, tell them nephew for Southern guy, man of Alpha Phi Alpha. Appreciate your nephew being in here. Reset they're going 3-8. HBCU band taught that BCU alum in the house. Appreciate all you guys being here. You know, got here a little bit earlier to make sure we got everything set up. Sound should be good. Guys, let me know if there's the sound or the visuals not right. Let me know and we'll get it fixed. Mark Smith said cautiously optimistic, but Jaguar Nation's behind. I like that. I think that you guys, you know, are pretty satisfied with the hire. I mean, there's no perfect hire. Everybody's going to like somebody a little bit better, but I think overall, I think you guys like this hire. Hope we keep Fred McNabb on state when we try to FAMU go after him too. That's not going to happen. I can tell you that right now. Fred McNabb is not on FAMU's radar screen. He said, I guess trading answered the ring. Well, maybe I think probably Marshall didn't let them make that phone call. I think he was their initial first pick. And I guess he said,
as the human jukebox is playing, that means our new football coach has arrived. The human jukebox, #1 band in the land, often imitated, never duplicated.
thanks, Wayne. I'll try to figure that out while we're here.
Pre-game Super Bowl show a million times. They've listed me as a stalker now. I've downloaded it so many times.
Yeah, shout out to those Southern cheerleaders. Boy, British say Southern got that money. I guess we found out, huh? Depends on Faulk added said, don't keep anyone from the regime. Yeah, I think I saw Scotty made a post. Looks like several coaches have gotten their pink slip. I did not see Fred McNair's name on there, though. Scotty, when he jumps on, he'll probably talk about that a little bit more in depth. He didn't even believe that. He had to read a script. Are you talking about the white guy that's the announcer ball talk? Nope, you're not talking about me. Last coach only made $250,000. Well, I definitely not. Is this Marshall walking in? Oh no, I don't know. Who is that? No, that's definitely not Marshall Faulk. Scott will be on pretty shortly. Like I said, I'm holding it down for him until he gets in. This is your Bishop, Mr. Campbell, hanging in. Scotty will be on shortly. Like I said, hopefully I can hold it down for you guys, answer all your questions. This is what we want to do. This is what we do on the Off Script Network, bringing you the Marshall Faulk press conference down at Southern Baton Rouge, their next coach. I did hear that Perry is at the press conference. They did mention his name. Okay. Appreciate it, man. Somebody point out Tony Clayton. You know we're in the house, man. Like I said, hey, man, we hold it down, man. That's what we do, man. We come in, pinch hit, hold it down, man. I know what's going on down in the Southern, too. I got my folks down in the Southern that made phone calls to the Bishop, man. We're really excited. I really want to see what Marshall's going to say. And let's say this, guys. If we've seen many press conferences, right? We've seen the Deion Sanders. We're going to say that press conference was an A. The Sean Jackson, an A. Michael Vick, if I'm kind, C+. You know what I mean? Sam Shade, I think Sam Shade got a B. When he got brought on, I like Sam Shade's press conference. What do you think this press conference is going to be? I see, one thing about Southern, they know how to throw a party. So again, you heard the jukeboxes out there. You got the cheerleaders out there. All the Columbia blue and gold is out there. I really want to see again. And Marshall Faulk is a little bit older. I'm pretty sure he's coming with a suit on. He's going to look really professional, and I think he's going to have his talking points. What do you think? Said Lane's press conference at 3:30. He not there. Lane better not be there. Vic was like a VHO home movie. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Vic like he had just came from a barbershop on a Saturday, bro. That was not the look. That especially when you're a leader of men, a leader of an institution. I just think that was just a bad omen for how his whole season went. Sometimes you got to dress for success. Nees Williams' brother, former board member, just walked in. There you go. Some of Southern people, let us know who's walking in. Give us the quick bios or who it is. He said Aeneas Williams' brother is a board member, so I'm assuming he's a board on the Southern board. I'm assuming board of trustees. As you see, Scotty is here. Like I said, he'll be on live, but he said that's how he's coaching. Yeah, that press conference really did set the example of what looks like his season went to, and it was 1-11. Got him on the prediction for SU. Does anyone have a prediction for FAMU? Stan, I tell you what, I will, we're here. We can talk about, give your prediction for FAMU. There are a lot of names that have been mentioned. Once again, we had close to 70-some people when the job came open. Some big name people that applied for the job. This time go around, FAMU is a top 5 job. And I'll say this, they're not number 5. So we'll see what happens. Faulk is a member of the greatest show on it. Yes, he is. Swag business with the Bishop. Hey, man, listen, I'm here for the first show, Scotty. I'm calling in now. Okay, this is I win with Quinn. That need to be on them T-shirts in orange and green. Hey, man, listen, Quinn Gray's doing a great job in the D2 playoffs. Play Newberry this week, another home game. We'll see if he can move forward and get to that championship game and bring it home for Albany State. Hey, you know what? It's funny, out of watcher. I heard a name.
that they called a couple of people. You know, I literally just got a phone call. Hampton is going big game hunting. They are reaching out to people. And I heard some interesting names that they have already contacted. So we'll see. You know, I want to verify that before I put out those names. But I can tell you this. I do know they've made some big calls to both coaches in the MEAC and the SWAC. And you always got to love those Grambling supporters talking about how Southern looks. So y'all talk, what up with you? How you doing? How are you feeling after that big loss to these Southern Jaguars? Man, listen, you know, I got to ask this question about who should be the OC in DC. You know, I don't want to answer that question because I just got a feeling Marshall Faulk is not going to go with anybody that we would name. I think this is what's going to be most interesting. Is he going to be one of those people that he's going to get a bunch of people from the outside, might not have too much knowledge of the SWAC, you know, but they've been coaches at other locations, and maybe he's leaning on Dion for references. Oh, there we go.
What's goody?
There he is.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
All right, cool. Appreciate you, Mr. Campbell. But
come on, man. This is what we do, man. We got to get this thing started, man. You know, we're gonna talk about this. Your boy, hey man, we got to make sure you text Perry, tell him after we got to get him to call in because they've already mentioned. You know, Perry's a VIP down there. They've already mentioned his name,
Mr. 40 under 40.
You know what I'm saying, Mr. 40 under 40, Mr. Brainiac, Mr. Brilliant. Does FAMU want a celebrity coach? Who's the front runner? I'm gonna tell you what FAMU wants. FAMU wants a competent coach. I can answer that. I can answer that question. And if competence comes with celebrity, if competence comes with conference championships, we want a competent coach. And I will say this because I can't say this. Unlike the last hire that happened, and you know, through the whole thing, there won't be any back. Oh, let me be quiet. Sound like we have some music, Scotty. All right, so we got a lot of false starts here. You had the band playing, not playing.
All right.
Oh shoot, that's the Avery. That's Avery Johnson.
Let's bring all the big back Southern alums back.
Oh man, I don't know who that big white man was, but I know that was Avery Johnson right there though. Avery ain't come back for nobody else.
Hey man, you know, but okay, then where's Mel Blunt? We got Mel Blunt in the house. Aeneas Williams.
Call him a great basketball player, but this guy had a mind like you wouldn't believe. You talk to him and you feel like you're a scholar. Former head coach, the lefty.
I do like their announcer, whoever that is. I like his voice. He sounds super. They must have outsourced him.
Oh, listen, you know, there you go. Southern Jaguars here. We appreciate you. Please sit down, and we're going to be starting shortly. He said, Lou said that thinks that's the SID. Hey man, listen, y'all talking about you better follow your boy Gary Chambers. If your boy Gary Chambers is not happy with the mayor down in Baton Rouge, and y'all Baton Rouge folks know who Gary Chambers is, boy. He be wrecking down there. He's the play-by-play guy.
Yeah, he sounds good. Sounds really good. I'm just saying, I like his voice.
Scotty, I got a question for you right there. What do you think on that?
I don't like it. If they hire him as a linebacker coach, I don't have a problem with that,
Right.
but not
Not as
anything
DC.
else. Yeah. Heck no. Hey, boom. Hey, listen. If Southern can't do nothing else, they gonna play some.
Oh, bro.
Boom. Hey, boom. Come on, man. This is LSU. Hey.
And man, come on in. You got the Off Script channel, the Marshall Faulk coaches press conference on the Off Script channel. Scotty is in the building. Mr. Campbell is in the building, man. We're going to be breaking down everything that we're hearing. We'll tell you what we heard on the street. Let you know what you guys, ask you what you guys think.
Oh, yeah.
D, that's a great question, Scott. Do you have any details yet on what this deal might be? The length of anything yet?
Word on the street is a 3-year deal. I don't know the price point.
Right.
Attorney Quincy Cawthorn, Reverend Tolbert, Miss Zayle Dudley is here. Miss Ann Smith, Mr. Myron Lawson is in the house. Randy Whitfield is in the house. I saw Des Moines Rutledge, the chairman of the athletics, is in the house. He is, in fact, waiting right there for the coach.
In the house.
And then also we have
Tony Clayton, who
chairman of the Board of Supervisors. Tony Clayton, of course, is here. We have Coca-Cola Bottling Company in the house.
Okay, Coke.
Always. Look at the big truck that I just saw circling around. Hopefully they have some ice cold Coca-Colas on that truck. That'll be good.
LaCuba's in the building.
We also have TJ Ribs in the house. We'll be there for the final show of the fall this Wednesday. Wednesday, we'll be there at 6:30 p.m. at TJ Ribs for our show right there. Ladies and gentlemen, another Southern University great and a former teammate of Marshall Faulk. Aeneas Williams is in the house.
Oh, that's tough.
That makes a lot of sense.
How many times did he mention Southern University on his Hall of Fame acceptance speech? That shows you how much that man loves this university. Unbelievable. One of the greatest DBs of all time. Right there. The only time I didn't like that man is when they played the Saints. Because he shut us down every time. A proud New Orleans alum. Aeneas, come on over here if you can for a second. I want to get your comments on what you think about your former teammate being. How about that?
They played together?
Was with them at
the Rams. Played on the Rams. Remember, he was the cover corner on the Rams.
What are your thoughts about not only
they made the trade to get him?
Louisiana native, your teammate. What do you think about Marshall Faulk being the new head coach of Southern University?
The first thing, glad to be back on this campus. I feel like I'm back at home. Come on, can we get excited about this?
Wait a minute. I know we can get more excited than that. We just won the Bayou Classic for the 4th time.
Come on.
Talking about.
Come on.
That's right. 4 times.
First of all, thank you to all the decision makers. Out of all the guys I've ever played with in the National Football League, Marshall Faulk is not only one of the smartest guys, but also
all I've
he's
heard.
been taught by the best. Many don't know when Marshall played at San Diego State that Coach Sean Payton was his offensive coordinator. He was mentored by Mike Martz, our head coach, and just he's a teacher from New Orleans, being from Louisiana, not only having this will be his first time as head coach, but in reference to understanding people and how to attract teachers and to talk with him over this process and know his heart. He's excited. I'm excited. And the Jaguar Nation should be excited. Yeah, everybody got it? Yeah.
This guy, do you have any college eligibility left? Because you look like you can still play the game.
I like to at least look that way.
Come on here, the one and only Avery Johnson. Come here, Avery Johnson, ladies and gentlemen. The lefty assassin. You let that guy wide open, he would kill you every time. Aeneas, your thoughts of Marshall Faulk being here at Southern University's head football coach?
Really excited. So I graduated from Southern University in 1988. And I have never been this excited about a football coach in the hiring of Marshall Faulk. And I want to thank everybody that had a decision in this. I want to thank his agent, Rocky Arsenault, who's here with his wife, Lydia, his assistant, Avery, his partner in crime, Derek. I want to thank their whole Alliance organization for making this happen. This really means the world to me and all of us Jaguar from Jaguar Nation. So I just thank God for each and every one of you. We are thrilled to have Marshall Faulk as our next football coach, not only to win the Bayou Classic, but we want to go all the way and win the Celebration Bowl next year. But thanks for coming out. And this is a little plug. I know this is a football press conference, but our Jaguar men's basketball team, we're going to do something special this year. Thank you.
Hey,
I mean, his name is on the court, for God's sakes. So tell everybody, as a Southern grad, what are you doing now?
So I run a private equity real estate fund in Dallas.
Oh, shoot.
Pivoted from full-time sports into a whole nother world, and giving young people a snapshot of what it looks like in the real estate, commercial real estate world. And it's going well. We're buying buildings all over the country. And look me up on LinkedIn, connect with me. You never know where it may go. But we're giving kids internships, exposing them to a whole different world. Sports is great. Sports was like the bait for me to get to where I am now.
Good.
And I know Aeneas is doing some great things. Why don't you ask him?
Oh, no question. A grad. Now, see, he got out of that right there. See how he got out of that? Right there, and moved to the top of the key and hit a three-point shot.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to Garrett, media director. This is A1.
He would have been a good defensive back too.
Maybe quarterback. I think quarterback. He's about 5'10" and a half. What you 5'11", 5'10", 5'11".
He made sure he knew that too. With a vertical leap of what? What you're doing is absolutely unbelievable. Mentoring young people and stuff like that, still involved heavily in the church. Tell everybody what you're doing.
Well, first, shout out to my wife who I met on this campus going on 33 years. Can we give Tracy Williams, who's put up with me all this time?
He's currently out of the doghouse now.
Exactly. My wife and I pastor the church in St. Louis, and then part of the work that I do with the National Football League with the owners, the commissioner, and a lot of the rule changes, the safety of the game, a lot of those changes I'm a part of. I'm in those meetings and just seeing the game evolve. But being back on this campus is all about Southern University. It's about Marshall Faulk and this dream that he has to not only bring kids out of New Orleans, but lock down the state of Louisiana and dominate here. And let's play LSU again. I want to get LSU back on.
Oh,
Stop.
all right,
Let's calm that down. Several appearances.
Relax.
I want you to stay here. I believe you just arrived because I know he wants to get a good team hug with you, like you guys back in your playing days. He has just arrived from the Baton Rouge airport. He coached. He was at practice on Friday in New Orleans, and then he flew to Kansas State, where they played their final game, Colorado and Kansas State. So he was right there.
Well, Marshall, I had a chance to talk to Deion Sanders, and Deion said to me, he said, hey, man, I encourage Marshall to not only interview for the job, but to accept the job if that's what's in his heart to do. But Deion said, he says, make no mistake about it, Aeneas, I'm going to miss Marshall Faulk. And that says a lot about who's coming in this building right now.
Yep. And he is very close. I see the cameras are getting big time. I see Tony Clayton making his way this way. And looks like the crowd is moving in this direction.
This is funny. Yeah, this is who we talking about, right?
Yeah,
Coach. So what the coach?
I see Pat Galloway from Cumulus Media
right
in the house.
That's Tony Clayton right there.
Also, CEO of B1 Banks is in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the 22nd coach of the Southern University Jaguars, Marshall Faulk. Aeneas Williams just tackled him. He wanted another career tackle. He got him. And Ania said, you got me. Marshall said, you got me on the blind side.
Marshall is clean. It is.
Marshall always been clean, bro.
That's dude. It's simple, but it's clean.
Hey, let me tell you, his age. I know his age is very.
All right, welcome everybody.
Greats, black
We're going to
agent.
get this thing underway.
Always had them.
Also, Coach Faulk, it's great to call you that now. You want to know if we're a sports town, a football town? Our mayor is a long-term high school football coach. Sid Edwards right there in the house. I bet Green Bay don't have a mayor that's their head coach. That's their mayor of former head coach. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know a lot of people want to know. They know his on the running on the football field and what he's done in his NFL career. And we're going to look at that here in just a moment. Here's some important quotes for some important people in his life. Peyton Manning, a New Orleans quarterback, of course, MVP, his teammate from the Indianapolis Colts. It's what Peyton Manning said that I can read here privately. I can't see what he said. Oh, no, I'm picking. Peyton Manning said this, that Faulk taught him how to work through struggles as a rookie. He was my coach on the field. Dick Vermeil was his head coach at St. Louis, won a Super Bowl. Dick Vermeil credited him with making him a smarter coach. Vermeil also said Faulk was truly gifted and almost nothing he couldn't do very well. Mike Martz was his offensive coordinator, the author of The Greatest Show on Turf. Mike Martz called him the most complete football player I have ever seen and loved Marshall Faulk's beautiful mind. Colorado players have reacted positively to Marshall Faulk's presence as the running backs coach, with some like Dolan Hayden stated they've learned a great deal and appreciate his direct style. Other players have benefited from his focus, effort, and fundamentals. And the hiring of a Hall of Famer has been viewed positively by many, both inside and outside. And crazy enough, last night I was watching a movie, Mark Wahlberg movie, brand new movie. It's called Flight Risk. And I'm watching it, and I'm getting ready for the press conference the next day. It was last night. It's his new movie that was out in 2025 at movie theaters. Here was his quote as he was talking to a U.S. Marshal next to him. And his character was flying a plane. He was the pilot. He said, I never flew a U.S. Marshal before, but I did fly Marshall Faulk, and I had fun. So, Coach, I don't know if you knew that, but if you didn't, if you're getting any royalties, I think I deserve 10%, Coach. Put me in the game, Coach. Put me in the game. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the guys who was instrumental in bringing Marshall Faulk here to Baton Rouge, and he is all over the place. He is a the Southern University Board of Supervisors Chairman, West Baton Rouge District Attorney. He's an attorney himself. If you need something straightened, call this man, Tony Clayton, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome, everybody. Look at that picture. Businessman, a coach, and a player. This is huge. You know, when President Biden passed the Health Care Act, Vice President Biden leaned up to him and said, this is huge. Reggie bent me over, my vice chair, just then, and said, this is huge.
That's not
Coach
what he
Faulk,
said, actually.
To have the likes of Aeneas Williams, Avery Johnson, Rocky, this is what Southern is all about. This is the Jaguar Nation. You're the new governor of the Jaguar Nation. So, Your Honor, welcome to Southern University.
He wants this spot so bad. He
wants Banks, this is huge.
So bad.
And you folks, we look forward to you supporting him financially, supporting him coming back to the games. And then we to have the likes of Aeneas and Avery here for you, Coach Faulk, I can only say that we love you and we appreciate you. And on behalf of my chair of athletics, DeMorne Rutledge, my other board member, Donna Ray Henry, my vice chair, any other board members, we welcome you, and Dr. Ronnie Whitfield. So thank you for coming, and let's sit back and enjoy the festivities.
And they talking about fam, you alumni be in the business.
I see the one and only Henry Baptiste is in the house.
Videos.
How you doing, Henry Baptiste?
Come to Southern.
Whenever they need something, food, money, Henry Baptiste is there, and we'll definitely need that. Marshall Faulk, Carver High School. In the last 2 seasons at Carver High School, he rushed for 1,800 yards and scored 32 touchdowns. At San Diego State, he was the first Aztec to be named the first-team All-American by the Associated Press, 3-time All-American, 3-time Heisman Trophy finalist, 5th player in NCAA history to record back-to-back rushing titles, led the nation in rushing in 1991 and 92. Left San Diego State holding 19 school records, including career rushing yards at 4,589, 62 touchdowns. You think that guy knows how to score a touchdown? And ran for an NCAA record 386 yards in one game. One game. He was the 2nd overall pick in 1994 NFL draft by the Indianapolis Colts. 5 seasons with the Indianapolis Colts, 7 with the St. Louis Rams. He was the NFL most valuable player in 2000. He won the Super Bowl 34, 7-time Pro Bowl selection, 3-time NFL Offensive Player of the Year, 3-time first-team All-Pro selection, 3-time second-team All-Pro selection, 7 times he rushed for 1,000 yards in a season, 7 times. First player in NFL history to gain 2,000 yards from scrimmage in 4 consecutive seasons from 98 to 2001. He scored 136 touchdowns, 100 rushing, and 36 receivings. He is the only player in NFL history to accumulate 12,000 rushing yards and 6,000 receiving yards. His 19,154 all-purpose yards rank 6th all-time in NFL history, including induction into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2011. Get up for this guy. He's our Hall of Fame coach. A standing ovation, like we just won the 4th.
That's crazy. Roman Banks don't even
Classic.
say nothing. The AD don't say nothing.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, to talk about
Listen,
the process of getting him here to Baton Rouge, one of the big guys who was instrumental
what
doing
did
it.
that tell us?
Ladies
You know,
and
we
gentlemen,
don't
put
discuss
your
that.
hands together for our athletic director.
I'm about to say.
We still call him Coach Roman Banks.
I'm about to say, if Marshall got up before Roman Banks spoke, I'm like,
How about it, Jaguars?
Yeah, shut up, boy. I'm sorry.
You know, indeed, this is an exciting day today, and I want to give a couple of shout outs. First of all, I want to thank our president, Dennis Shields, and our Chancellor Pierre, for entrusting this process. Touch me on the shoulder every once in a while. Chancellor say, well, you going to update me? I say, not yet. But also to this board, to our chairman, Chairman Clayton, and also to our vice chair, Abraham, and to the chair of athletics, who I've been working very closely with, Attorney Rutledge. You know, I want to take at this time to tell you guys thank you, because with you guys' support, we've been able to go out and land such a candidate like this. I was able to have some closed doors meeting and say, hey, times are not the same. And what was conventional 5 years ago is not conventional in athletics anymore. Our 3rd generation students are not coming to the Bluff because of their uncles, their aunties, or their grandparents to play sports anymore. This thing has changed. It's all about facilities and all about what you can give me in money, NIL. So it's not like it used to be when I was 30 pounds lighter playing sports. It's not the same. And so you have to have enough intelligence as a leader to learn what are the game changers of today's time. The game changers are being able to have someone that can extend. When I say extend, that means open up the doors in a variety of ways. Engage booster and alums engagement. Being able to walk into a home and knock on the door, and the parents accept who you are because of your accolades, say that's who you are. Not only that, because of that's what your character states. Being able to generate dollars, as he's been able to do for me already, y'all. Been able to go and get some phone calls that we never been able to get, to upgrade locker room facilities, to make sure we have proper nourishment for our student athletes. So this hire is also about a CEO that can help the athletic take this whole program to another level and help our alums and our supporters to be proud and to be able to go get the best student athlete that we possibly can get and graduate them, and so they can be successful for life. That's been the story that we've been able to talk about. I want y'all to give them a round of applause. Now, I think one of the tools in my belt that I had was, and y'all probably know it before we got back here, I seen something on social media that we was able to get in the plane. We was able to get in the private jet, us three, my leadership team here, be able to go get in a private jet. And I tell Marshall, we not as poor as you think we are.
No, Tony Clayton.
He told me the other day, he said, you think Tony gonna let me use that plane a few times, go knock on the door?
There you go, Tony Clayton.
So, and obviously to be able to talk to Aeneas and Avery and all those guys, that's been coaching me through this thing, and that I lean on a lot on you guys, and I want y'all to know that I appreciate it very much. Rock is his agent that's kind of fighting me on a lot of things. So we've been able to come together. And Marshall said this, he told us in private, y'all say, we should have done this 5 years ago.
Yeah,
I said, you probably should be right.
He definitely right. Definitely right.
But we're going to make this official real quick. I know you all don't want to hear from me, but we're going to make this official. And I'm going to ask those guys that I just named, chair, my athletic chairman want to come up, and other board members. Chairman, y'all come up. Mr. Henry, come up.
Avery and Aeneas come up too.
Come up.
I hope they got a jersey. I'm about to say, it better have his number on it. It better have 28 on it. If it got anything other than
Chair, why don't you present this to him, his jersey?
You can't do nothing right. It's 28.
Chairman to join me in officially
You're muted.
welcoming
You're muted.
Marshall Faulk as the next head.
He's the 22nd head coach. That's why.
Don't care. Don't care.
No, I understand that. Though.
Big did 7. The Delaware State did 10.
Marshall, before you come, Aeneas and Avery, I want you to say a few words before we
gotta do 28. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care what y'all talking about. Don't care.
Fighting about who's going first.
They can do the 28.
Thank you, Chairman Clayton. This is indeed a pivotal moment for Southern University football, but our entire sports program, academic, this university is so special to me. I've never flown here for a football press conference. That's the truth. That's the truth. But I just want to thank each and every one of you for being here. When you look at this campus has produced so many outstanding men and women that are doing some unbelievable things in the world. We're adding Coach Marshall Faulk to that special place here at Southern University. He's going to need all of our support in every way. And you know what I'm talking about. I met my wife here 39 years ago on this campus.
Damn, Southern
We've been
women,
married
y'all got it
almost
like that?
35 years.
You said
And
what?
one of the things that
Southern
we've
women
always
get
lived
pulled
by
down, can't they?
is
Hey, listen.
don't be paralyzed by failure or intoxicated by success. Every sports program have their ups and downs, but at the end of the day, we're going to have a tremendous amount of success because of the leadership of Marshall Faulk. I really believe that in my heart.
This is why you
I
bring
pray
Marshall
each
in.
and every day that we put a good staff around him, recruit the right players that make good decisions on and off the field. And when we do that, we're not only going to win just the Bayou Classic, we're going to win it all. God bless you.
This is why you bring in Marshall Faulk. For real, for real. This is why.
Brief but clear. Southern University prepared my wife, my dad, my brother to be successful on and off the field. And we may be HBCU, but we're second to none. And the current students need to understand that. There are people that are influencing throughout the world that's come from this great institution. And we will not sleep on it. So I am not surprised, but I want to share with you a text where you can hear Marshall's heart. I texted him the other day and I asked him, I said, hey, bro, I'll be at the press conference. I will be there. Thanks for accepting your next assignment. Marshall's response: it's a calling. Now I get to bless some young men and do what all the people whom influenced me by teaching and giving them what they need to be successful on and off the field. Yeah, come on, somebody. A jovial moment. We were flying, I don't know if you remember this, we were on an airplane. I think when you one of the guys that would stay up the whole time and we had a 4-hour flight, it's about a few of us on the plane when we were playing with the Rams. Rock, I never forget, I'm half asleep. Marshall's reading a book. So I wake up a little, I don't really care he's reading a book, but he wants to ask me a question about the book. He says, if a truck, and he told me the amount of weight the truck had, if it was on frictionless ice, how far would it move? Man, I'm trying to get sleep. I say, tell me again, how much weight it had in the back? He told me how much weight. I said, what's the question again? He said, it has this amount of weight. It's on frictionless ice. How far will it move? I'm thinking, I'm saying to Marshall, I said, oh, it might move a certain amount of distance. He said, he put that smile just like y'all gonna see. Aeneas is on frictionless ice. It's not going to move. But I will tell you, Southern is getting ready to move. Come on, Marshall.
Okay, man. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 22nd head coach of Southern University from New Orleans, Louisiana, right here, one of the best running backs of all, and he's going to bring pride back to the Jaguar Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only head coach of Southern University, Marshall Faulk.
Thank you. Thank you. And let's be clear, the pride has never left. So we don't have to bring it back.
Come on, Marshall.
It's always been here. And I'm gonna say, although I did not go to school here, I can speak because of these two gentlemen right here, how prideful they are about this wonderful institution and how much they reached out to me to tell me what me being here would mean to them personally. It was the catalyst of me being here. I want to tell you guys, usually when I get up in front of crowds, I'm scripted. And what I decided today was, I was like, I'm going home.
Back to the booth.
So in saying that and going home, what I'm going to do is just be authentic and honest with you guys about what this means to me, what we plan to do, what I'm looking forward to.
Come on, Faulk.
So I'll start with what this means to me. Listen, for me to have my first head coaching job in this state that gave me everything. I provided everything for me as I sent that message to Aeneas. It means the world to me to be here. I could not have it be any other way and be any other place than here doing what we're about to do, because I don't know if you guys, these colors, and it might be a different rendition, these colors, they've been good to me. I feel comfortable with these colors wearing them. I feel like something great is upon us. So as I also understand, to whom much is given, much is expected. And as they were talking about what they expect, there's no fear in me. Winners win. That's it. Winners win. And if you're a winner, then you win. You go out and do what you do. And at every level, somehow, some way, I found a way to find the win. And that's what we're going to do. That's what we are going to do. We are going to deliver a team that plays with heart, that plays with passion, and that goes out there and represent this community the way that you want to be represented. The players that take the field, they're going to step on that field as young men. As boys, they're going to leave here as young men. And what we plan to do is make sure that they excel off the field as well as on the field. Because a lot of times the on the field purpose it happens, but then when they get off the field, it doesn't. We're going to make sure that they have the tools to succeed in life as well as in football. I look forward to, and I just like this continues to come to me. I hope that you guys like football in the second half as well as you do the first half.
Uh-oh. That means don't leave after the band.
Come on.
We're talking about football here, Scotty.
Come on. That's what I need to hear.
Although I love the band.
Thank you.
Come
I
on.
love the band. There will be football played in the third and fourth quarters.
Talk to him. Talk to him, Faulk.
And I look forward to seeing you guys there.
Say he don't want y'all to be no band school no more.
But I just believe that I'm up here because of one person. Probably the best coach that I ever had. Coach Wayne Reese taught me football. And I lost my father, and then he taught me life.
Oh, that's cool.
I could think back to my second year in the league. I was injured. We were in the playoffs, and this had never happened to me. I'm like, I'm hurt. I can't play. I'm watching the guy do my job, and I'm struggling with it. And coach, he said, if you travel down a road with no speed bumps, you're headed for a dead end. And I'm like, how does that apply to me? And it didn't take me long to figure it out. This was just another speed bump in life. And in life, we're going to have speed bumps. We all have them. What we all have to learn how to do is, how do we get through adversity? Sports provides adversity for us. It prepares us for life. And if you go through it with integrity and honesty and be true with yourself, you find out who you are. And if you continue to move, what you end up doing is, regardless if there's fear, if there's hurt or whatever, you end up coming through it because you're moving. We got to continue to move. I hope that every young man that put on these colors, I hope that they have a dream. And it's required. I feel like in life, a person with no goals and dreams, they're not living with the purpose. And we intend to make sure that every young man that plays on this football team, that they play with the passion and that they play with the purpose. I look forward to putting a winning football team out there that you're happy to support, that you look forward to not just winning, but to dominate. One of the things that I used to love to hear Michael Irvin say was, to beat a man, you attack his weakness. To break a man, you attack his strength. And we are committed to attack our opponent's strength. We want to beat them. We want to beat them when they're at their best, playing their best, because we're going to be our best. This is I can't even say that I dreamt this, but it's definitely, as Ania said and shared my words, it's definitely a calling to be coaching, whether it was my agent, other coaches, friends. That's all they kept telling me over the past, 20-something years, that I needed to be coaching. And when I went to Colorado with Coach Prime, I found it. I was like, wow, there's something here for me to teach and to make sure that the next generation is playing the game the right way. So I look forward to making sure that when you spend your money on a ticket or you invest in this program, that you get your ROI. I'm gonna make sure that you get your ROI. So this is an honor and a pleasure. Roman, I want to thank you. A lot of phone calls. The board, You guys for coming out to Colorado. Oh man, I actually had fun sitting down with you guys and allowing you guys to pick my brain about football, because the reality is when you sit down, they're not sitting down to hire you. They're sitting down to figure out why they shouldn't hire you. And we actually, it was hard for both of us. I had no reason not to like this institution and them. And I hope that they felt the same way. But the work that they put in, just the sheer that they traveled and came up, it shows that the dedication to this institution, to this football program, and I think all athletics, what they put into it, that they are committed. And all that I ask you, yes, here's what's going to happen. We're going to ask for money. But more than money, I need your time. I need you sitting there. I need you there with us. The kids need to see you. They need to feel your presence. I've played in a lot of environments. Trust me, it's better to play with your fans in the stands cheering for you. So if you commit to showing up, I commit to putting the best product that we can out there on that field, giving you all that they have to win football games. Thank you.
Chancellor, Mr. Pierre, come on, say something a minute. Come on, Mr. Pierre.
Coach Faulk, welcome to Jaguar Land. Welcome to the Bluff. We're so proud of you and your accomplishments and the things that you have done. And we know that you will make history on this ground, this historical ground, because we make history every day. Thank you.
The president here of Southern University, your thoughts of Marshall Faulk being the coach of Southern University.
I'd love to hear you talk about what happens to student athletes and how it impacts the rest of their lives. And a couple of other things I will tell you.
What happened there?
Nation. And they love the band, but they'll stay and watch great football after that. I'm grateful that a winner like you has chosen to come and join us and lead us into a new future for the football program. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow's Give Day. We got to put our money where our mouth is. We've got a big-time Hall of Fame coach. Everybody that's talked about him, Peyton Manning, to all of us coaches of the National Football League, so that guy should have been a coach a long time ago. He's a coach on the field. Now he's going to be coaching for the sideline at A.W. Mumford Stadium. We need you to buy those tickets. Buy those tickets. Coach, I don't want to put you under pressure because you have ice water in your veins. You're never under pressure. You won a Super Bowl and an MVP, for God's sakes. 278 days until kickoff. You ready?
We ready.
And we got to give money. NIL money for these kids, give the best student athletes. That's the name of the game now. NIL money to give the student athletes and also for facilities.
Oh, here come
We
Tony
need
Clay.
locker room improvements. We need everything we can get to make
All
sure
the
that when that
videos.
student athlete comes from all over the world, they are here. Just like Lacumba is pointing to me right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do it. Tony, you want to say something else?
Call the media. Will you take questions, Coach?
This ain't happening. Tell y'all that right now.
All right. We're going to have the media here in just a moment because we're going to do it right there. But, Coach, do you feel that this is your calling in all life? You said this was your calling, but, Coach, your players at Colorado, your players that you played with in the National Football League, at San Diego State, your coaches, Mike Marks called you a beautiful mind. Dick Vermeil said you made him a smarter coach. So how does this mean, this day for you, mean you're now the head coach of Southern University? Has this day been coming a long time?
It has been coming a long time.
You got to frame the camera
And
better. Move
part
over.
of the time, I did not know that because I was doing other things. But when you, as I share, when you have so much to give, and so much has been given to you, you figure it out, and you understand that there's a lot that goes on in this game. There's a lot that this game teaches you, but making sure that the kids understand how the ups and downs of this game and how you go through them, it mirrors life.
Now, Coach, you're from New Orleans, Aeneas Williams from New Orleans. We've got some great talent in New Orleans, one of the best NFL bred talent in the city of New Orleans.
New Orleans.
I feel that we can definitely, with you and Aeneas's help and all of the help of your coaches you're going to get, we'll be able to recruit big-time New Orleans players to come here, like Edna Carr dominating right now, your school, Carver, and what have you. So I know you're going to be able to recruit the New Orleans area very well.
Brother Martin.
The idea is to let those kids know that we want them here, to not expect them to just, oh, they're going somewhere else. To go let them know that we are available here, and what we do here, we can get them where they want to go, just like any other school.
Yeah. Coming from an NFL Hall of Famer from the city of New Orleans and an unbelievable Hall of Fame defensive back from the city of New Orleans. Thank you so much. We're very happy you're here in Baton Rouge. And now we want to say, ladies and gentlemen, again, go to gojagsports.com to get all the information about giving to Southern University and the donations. The media will be going back in the room. You'll be able to ask her any questions you want. 278 days away from kickoff for Southern University.
And media, once you finish talking to Coach Faulk, there will be a motorcade to escort you off the campus if you have to go to any other events. So when you wrap that up.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, go Jaguars.
So that's how the white folks in New Orleans say New Orleans. I've been around a lot of white people. That's interesting. Been around New Orleans all my life.
Listen, okay, call lines are open. I'm about to open these call lines up. 518-263-8124, 518-263-8124. You can call in, talk about it, how you feel about it.
You are the only participant in the conference. All participants are muted.
Listen, I think this is why you make the hire, right? Like, this is why you go the route that you go, is because you have to reinvigorate this fan base to believe back into it. That's number one. Number two is you gotta get the money out. For Avery Johnson to say, I have never flown in town for a football press conference, for Aeneas Williams, like, I was not going to miss this, right? Like, you need those heavy hitters to come back and tell you, hey, we got to be involved to make sure Marshall Faulk has everything that he needs. So again, it's not just on your regular alums. It is a full call out to everybody that, hey, you got to come home. You got to rally the wagons. We got to circle this thing up, and we got to put money into this program to see the best version of Southern. Now, somebody asked me, let me get to these comments. Somebody asked me, how do you sell this, right? First of all, the SWAC, let's leave the SWAC out of it. Southern has to go all in on Marshall Faulk. What does that mean? That means that coaches show, that's gotta be live. It can't be no, oh, I'm sitting. It gotta be nice. It's gotta be a Garrett production, a high quality production coaches show. Whatever merchandise, whoever has Southern merchandise, 28's got to be going out the door. 28's got to be flying out the door. Southern 28's got to be flying out the door. Jersey sales got to be flying out the door. You've got to go. First of all, Aeneas Williams jersey should be going out the door, as well as it should be a package deal, like Hall of Fame jersey package deal. I am preaching right now. All right. Hall of Fame package jerseys need to be in the mix and everything like that. You have to fully commit to branding this thing in a major way, because again, you're going to get your season ticket sales. That's easy for Southern. You're going to get the eyeballs. That's easy. You got to make the other money on the outside. You got to really make it a 360 deal on how do we sell this to everything. Last thing I'll say before I let Mr. Campbell go, I heard bringing in Marshall Faulk brought in a lot of sponsors that weren't getting brought in by Roman Banks and other coaches. I heard some. I know Coca-Cola is going to be back on board. I heard Raising Cane's going to be back on board. I heard some other major national brands are going to be on board, as well as I'm curious to see what he gets from the Rams or what he gets from the Colts. I'm curious to see what NFL program sends money his way to do the things that he needs to do as well. But go ahead, Mr. Campbell.
Here's the thing about what I also like about Marshall Faulk. He is not too old where a lot of his teammates still got their money, where they're still well known. Hey, man, Kurt Warner come down there. He's got plenty of money. He's a Christian man. He understands that he's adopted a lot of kids. So, again, it's not a black or white thing with him, supporting his teammate. You know, hey, Terry Hope. Again, talking about how many times have you seen Michael Irvin working with the guys down there at the university? Hey, can we get Terry Hope and those guys down there? You know what I mean? Come down there, showing out. These guys still have money. My thing is this, what I like about this, and I think this is really important, and I think people fail to realize it. Marshall Faulk grew up in New Orleans. Southern is not foreign to him. That Bayou Classic, I'm pretty sure he went every year since he was a little bitty boy. So he understands exactly what the Bayou Classic means, what Southern means to that state, what Southern means to the city of New Orleans.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to allow him to jump off. Again, he talked about Coach Reese. That is for the people that know New Orleans, he's a coaching legend.
Yeah.
Now, I think Coach Reese has passed away recently a couple of years ago. But again, that tree is still there. All those people that he's put out there. So he's going to be able to go. How many of his teammates are coaching now from those Carver schools? So my thing is, what I like about it, you know me, I'm all about presentation.
Yeah.
You show me about business, you'll be about business. I think they did a great job with that. I love the fact, and I think the biggest thing, and this is for the old heads, when you get the Aeneas Williams and the Avery Johnson, see, they know them old heads with money. So when they go down there to that Bayou Classic and they have all those big festivals and things or private parties, they know who can give them $15,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. Between those two guys, they could probably raise $500,000.
Easy. See, and this is something you said about FAMU, right? Is that once this press conference is over, there should have been an email being shot out to every alum, right? Run to greatness. Whatever you want, however you want to go. 28 reasons to give. I don't give a damn what it is, right? $28, $2,800, $28,000. Yeah, $28,280. It needs to be a 28 campaign being sent out right now to every Southern alum to make sure that they're donating to this thing and making sure that it's getting put up into where he can use it in the money funding back to the football program. You got anything else before I take these calls?
Hey, Scotty, Marshall is back on. You want to bring him back up?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Hey, callers, we're going to get to you. I promise you.
Guys that we're going to have on staff too.
What might you say to those who might question your experience as a coach overall?
Nothing. I mean, what's there to question? You know, and I know this is my first. You can't give answers to anything like that. You know, it's like anything else. Just wait and see. Like time will tell. You'll get to decide whether what they're saying or what I'm doing works.
Throughout this process, AD Banks has talked a lot about hiring someone that could really help NIL and veteran facilities and things like that. How are you approaching that, taking this job?
Exactly what it is. Name, imaging, likeness. That's what it is. Name, image, likeness. And however I can lend my name, my image, and my likeness to attract
that's smart.
The companies or whatever it is.
That's move.
Whatever I can do to help to fundraise here, I'm gonna do it. That's part of what it is. Yes, I'll coach them in football. Yes, I'll get them ready for life, but providing them the resources. And here's the thing,
I look at it as those companies that come in and they donate money. I want internships too. I want these kids to have that experience of what the business world is like, because football is not a sport that you can play for the rest of your life. You need to have the next thing ready when you're done playing this game, whether you have a long career. You need to have that next thing ready, and using those resources that we bring in here that we're talking about to not just provide funds, but provide opportunity for these kids as well.
That's good.
You had Sanders about coaching in swing with this experience and success.
A lot. And here's the thing. Coach Prime, he said, Marshall, it's challenging, but it's rewarding. And that's enough for me. You know, that's enough for me. And the idea is you can go somewhere where it's easy, or you can go somewhere where it's hard. You know, it's like, and I choose hard. You know, I want to build. And it's not like there's no foundation here. There's a foundation here.
Yeah.
That's it. We just have to make sure that as we build it back up, that we make sure that it's built correctly. That's all.
Coach, what's going on your staff? Are you going to plan on bringing anyone back that's already at Southern, as well as what are the traits that you're looking for?
I don't know. Once I'll meet with some of the guys and make that decision.
No.
Really don't.
All them Bama's gone, except
yet.
my boy Ricky. Shout out to you, Ricky. Hope you stay.
Met with the team yet? Have you spoken to any of the players?
Not yet. I'm meeting with the team after this. I think within an hour, I'll meet with the team and kind of just introduce myself to them. And literally, I'm gonna do something that's extremely unique. I remember being that kid sitting in there and listening to some coach talk to me. I'm gonna have a conversation with them. They're gonna get the right to ask me questions. They need to know me. They need to know that I care.
You got a lot for y'all, so I'm breaking out X's and O's, but offensively, what do you expect to be the identity of y'all offensively?
Our identity is going to be, we're going to run an offense that's going to win football games. That if it's throwing the ball, then we'll throw it. If we need to run it, we'll run it. If we need to run our quarterback, we'll run him. Like, we're going to do whatever we need to do to win football games. I've been around the game a long time, and a lot of things is said, and that's one of the things that I really don't understand. I'll never lose because I need to be in my identity. I'll never do that. You know, I'm whatever they are bad at, that's what we are going to do. That's it. Like, it's hard enough to win games, to decide how you're going to win games with style or whatever. I don't believe in that. I'm a guy who loves to throw the ball, and I'm a running back. I played in the passing offense. and at times we ran the ball more than we passed it at times. So I just believe in the thing that matters the most is when you have more points than the opposition when the clock hits zeros, and that's it.
Opportunities to coach in the NFL, and even, I'm sure, even
Yep.
this year, what sold you on Southern?
Literally, Aeneas and Avery. I've known both of them for so long, and just the conversations of what me being here would mean to them. And I respect and trust and love them. I mean, they're like brothers to me. So it's like, yeah, I could go coach in NFL. I could go join. I could have stayed at Colorado. I was comfortable, but I've never done well in life when comfortable. I'm the kind of person who needs to be a little uncomfortable, and I'm not gonna lie to you. This is uncomfortable, and I like it.
Any more questions for Coach Faulk? What are your expectations for season one?
I don't know. I don't know my players. We haven't come together as a staff. You know, give me half of those, what, 270 what days?
76.
70. Give me half of those 276 days, and I'll be able to answer that. I'll have some expectations because I'll know my players. I'll know as a coaching staff how we work together, and I'll be able to answer that. But I wish I could tell you, like, oh yeah, we're going to be this. Like I've watched these interviews a lot of times, and a lot of people have stood up here and just lied to you. And I'm not going to do that. I don't know. I have no expectation. What we're going to do is we're going to work our butt off and go out there and take advantage of the opportunities that are given to us.
Thanks for the Faulk.
Thanks,
Coach.
All right, Mr. Kevin, let me get some of these callers in here. 5939 coming to you. Hey, caller, you live.
Hey, what's going on, Mr. Campbell? What's going on, Scotty? This is Matthew.
What's up, Matt?
Hey, I have a comment and then I have two questions. And one of them I want Mr. Campbell to answer. And then also I want to know, I know Perry's not on the show, but I'd also like to know what Perry thinks of this question as well. My comment is, I'm a Jackson State alumni, big Jackson State fan.
Sorry to hear that.
I think you funny. I think the reason that we've been able to separate ourselves is because of what we've done to recruit and develop the offensive line. Would you not agree? And then my two questions are, you think Marshall Faulk can get Jaguar Nation to move up the Bayou Classic 1 week to potentially compete in the FCS playoffs? And then Scotty, Mr. Campbell, and this question is also for Perry too. If y'all were in the shoes of Marshall Faulk, how would you recruit the offensive line? I know, Scotty, you put in the chat about Carlton head quarterbacks. Seems like it's easy to get quarterbacks, skill players, running backs, receivers, cornerback, safeties. How do we differentiate ourselves in the offensive line and develop and talent that? With that, I go ahead and hear what y'all got to say.
Hey, man, appreciate the call. So, multiple questions. How would we recruit the O-line? And would he be able to help Southern move up the Bayou Classic? I don't think. Listen, he's not there to change the tradition. He ain't there. He's here to win football games. He ain't there to change the tradition. But recruiting O-line, what do you feel about that, Mr. Kimball?
Well, this is the thing about it. If you know the state of Louisiana, hey man, if the first thing I'm doing, again, I'm going through that Southern network. Man, I'm going to get them big country boys from North Louisiana, and I'm getting a lot of kids from East Texas that know about Southern. It's not too far away from home. When I'm talking about, they say those big country boys, not the city guys. I don't need the guys. I need those boys in those surrounding towns, those big country towns where their mamas feed them really good. I think that's one thing about it. If you know anything about Grambling, that's how they get those big guys. Those guys are North Louisiana guys. They're really big guys. I think, again, you put your net out there, you go to East Texas, and then once again, then you start looking in the portal where you can see potentially, and we'll find out who his offensive line coach is. Can you develop some guys that you see in the portal that maybe left Louisiana? Maybe you get a guy that comes over from LSU or some Louisiana Tech and places like that have the size already. And can you develop them and move them to your offensive line? That's the thing. Now, Scott already asked that. So just make it simple. They're never moving to Bayou Classic. It's never going to happen. That is tradition. It's too much money everybody's making. So for me, let's keep it a buck. What Southern wants to focus on is a couple of things. Beating Jackson State, winning the Bayou Classic, and finally get to the Celebration Bowl.
Yeah.
He checks all three of those boxes. They build a statue for him. Point blank, period. And I'll tell you this, but I want to make one point that Perry made. But what he can do, even though they can't go to FCS playoff, you know what he can do, and Perry talked about this. He can still be the state champion of Louisiana by beating those other FCS teams in Louisiana. How about that? So then, as you said, you know how Florida, Miami, and Florida, they will say state champs? Then you know what? If I go beat McNeese and those other schools like that, then I'm the state champ of FCS. So that's my thing. You still can say, you know what, beat those teams because you're going to recruit against them, like Perry said. And then you still have the ability to say, I went out and beat your best in this state. I'm the state champ.
Recruiting O-linemen is in a multitude of ways. I think it benefits him that he has a pipeline to Colorado. So anybody that Dion does not want, or anybody that he feels that is not on that power 4 or 5 level, he could probably snag and grab and bring down to Southern and be a very capable starter. So that helps having having a pipeline to Colorado. Recruiting the area as well. The thing that FCS programs like that SWAC programs don't do very well, but other FCS programs do well, is that they'll take a player that was supposed to be a tight end and they'll move him to a tackle. So now you have a very, very athletic guy that you just put weight on, and then now he becomes your offensive tackle. Or they'll take a safety and make him a linebacker, and now a very athletic safety has now became in the box, and now you have a more athletic linebacker. I think you might see some development in that area for Marshall Faulk, because of you just want versatile players. You want guys that you can move around and put in various situations. So O-line and D-line will be very important to him. I mean, come on, he's a running back for God's sakes. You know what I'm saying? So he understands the importance of a solid O-line and a solid trench play. But again, do not poo-poo over quarterback. Don't act like you can just go find. It is
we know you can't.
It is hard to find competent quarterback play. And what I do believe Marshall will do is that he will guide young quarterbacks and let them know, hey, man, listen, I brought you here to do this. You don't have to be a star. You don't have to be Peyton Manning. You don't have to be, he's going to say Peyton Manning threw 17 interceptions his first. Like, he's going to make you feel comfortable of, like, the position is not easy, but yet don't make it harder on yourself. Play within the system, play with what we're asking you to do, make the right reads, and we'll do what we're supposed to do behind you, and you'll have success off that. I believe that is what Marshall Faulk will tell his quarterbacks and players. But at the end of the day, man, skill players matter. If you got the better skill players, they do matter. Let me take another call. Mr. Bugs, coming to you.
Bishop and Mark Scott, how you guys doing? You guys doing all right?
Doing well. How about yourself, sir?
Bugs.
Man, doing just fine, man. Enjoying what I'm saying. You guys do a better job than Southern did. Thank the Lord. I would say this here, phenomenal hire. Love it. I love the negotiating part of it. I love that he's talking about getting the bag, how it takes to build a successful FCS football program, and how to scale it. We know he's a good coach, which is great. But we all know it's all about them dollars when it comes to this type of FCS players, which is good. I love what you said, Bishop Campbell, about going to northeastern Louisiana and East Texas for those cornbread fed brothers. We need them down there. No problem with it at all. I enjoyed myself at the Southern.
Okay.
It's great, but we have second half football as well. That is phenomenal. I love that.
I love that quote. That was my favorite quote right there.
On the chat. Say it again.
Now, that was Mr. Bug. To me, you know, I'm a football guy. I'm not a band head. I mean, we got band head, but I'm a football guy. And from somebody from a football school, and Southern is a football school. No, jukebox is great. But I like that. That is a challenge because, once again, if you get people invested in football, you can raise money from them for football, not for the band.
I agree 1,000%. Now, question for you guys real fast. I saw in the chat that he said that he has his 90% of the staff already filled. Is that right?
That's what I guess that he said that earlier in the before we got on.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, you know, I think you know where I'm gonna go, Scotty. Is Ed Reed a part of that staff?
I think it would be a smart play. I think it would be a smart play because, again, what Dion did for you, you're doing for Ed Reed. Hey, come with me, see what it's like. You're not the head guy in charge, but you will have some say. You gotta play the politics role, kind of get a feel for the atmosphere. And then if you want to go and make a jump to Grambling, make the jump to UAPB, make the jump to wherever else you want to make that jump to, even if it's in the MEAC, Morgan State might be calling you. That would be a great gosh darn pick, right?
So
right.
would.
That to me is how you make that play. And I think it will be smart listen. Oh, Mr. Campbell, Mr. Bugs, how crazy would that be? Is if you say you got Ed Reed, like what defensive player would not want to play for Ed Reed, and what offensive player would not want to play for Marshall Faulk? I think it's not fair. I think it would not be fair. Point blank, period. But I think it's a great play by Marshall Faulk if he's trying to win. That's just me.
I agree 1,000%. I think that'd be a good hire. Someone said in the chat that I think Ed Reed would have already made known. I disagree because he doesn't want to get in front of the announcement of Marshall Faulk as the head coach. He would probably like for Marshall Faulk to actually make that announcement, not him. Just to kind of a bro code now, Mr. Campbell.
Yes, sir.
Should FAMU go in this exact same direction in hiring an NFL grade to be the head coach?
This is all I'm going to say right now, is that there are a lot of people interested in a FAMU job. And they are celebrity, they are regular coaches. It's going to be interesting what happens to Tallahassee. I don't want to say too much because I'll just say this. There are people that are interested in this job, a lot. Not just one person that was mentioned in the chat, a lot of people. So we will see what happens. Again, Coach Cozy, as of right now, is still the coach at Florida A&M. So that's all I can say right now. But once whatever decision is made, I will speak a little bit more on it. But out of respect, I'll just say that my phone has been buzzing, and that's a good thing. That phone's been buzzing. But I do want to say something about the Ed.
Go ahead, Bishop.
I just wanted to say something about the Ed Reed thing. I think what Ed Reed needs to understand, that Scotty has this. You messed up with Bethune. Rehabilitate yourself. Hey, do a Lane Kiffin with Saban. Go in there and show. Because first of all, what you got to show that you play well with people. You know what I'm saying? That you can actually be on the coaching staff, take direction, because Ed has never coached. And then you go in, like I say, co-DC, defensive backs, coach, whatever. Titles don't mean anything once it's in the follow-up. Because really what you're going to use Ed for is recruiting. Show that you can recruit. Show that you can sell a program. Learn the little things, because the politics. See, what Ed got killed on was the politics of the stuff. Ed would have been phenomenal, but it was the not knowing what to say and when to say it. So my thing is, I think for this particular thing, I think Ed Reed would be an A+ hire, because he would not be the headliner. He would be somebody that would learn on the job, and then you be there 2 years, and then if Marshall wants to dip and he's going somewhere, guess who's still sitting there? It could be an Ed Reed. Or to your point, he could go to another school. But I think for him, come down there, be the defensive backs coach, be a hell of a recruiter. You've already pledged to fraternity, so you're already in that loop. Again, you can go all the way back down to Florida. You can open up a Florida pipeline. You got a lot of your teammates that are coaching down there, because I know a lot of those guys that are down there coaching. So I just think if that is an opportunity for Ed Reed, he needs to make that phone call.
I agree, guys. Great job. Keep doing what you do, guys. Again, Swag. Stop playing this game and call Scotty man to call the damn game. God bless you guys.
Appreciate it.
All right, y'all.
Appreciate it. Got a lot of callers on here. I love it. I'm gonna go to some guys I haven't seen. I see, hey, D from Ohio, Uncle Willie. I see y'all. I'm gonna go to some guys I haven't talked to before. 2299 coming to you, and then 0187. 2299, you live.
I've been following SWAC football at Southern University specifically since I was about 8 years old. And I love the attention that we are getting given the opportunity to be on YouTube and what have you. I like the Marshall Faulk hire, and I don't like it at the same time. So being a Southern alum, I am wishing the best for Mr. Faulk, Coach Faulk. I want us to Faulk around and find out.
I love that.
But
I love that.
Now hold on. I don't want you to go away, because I want to understand your mentality. If you don't mind, when did you graduate from Southern? Because your age does make a difference in this argument. Because Scotty's made a couple of points. If you don't mind us me asking.
I graduated from Southern in 1992, but I have been following Southern football since I was an 8-year-old kid.
Okay, great. So you're my age. So that's why I just wanted to make sure, because that's going to be very important of how you see things, because you've been around a long time. Go ahead. Thank you.
Right. So, if he can bring in other people, I am curious who his staff is going to be. I heard somebody say it's already 90% in place. And that would be, great, but I hope it's, a good 90% instead of, just taking whatever we have there. So saying all that to say, I'm praying that he can recruit good players, good coaches to come in and bring this program back up to where it used to be. And that's all I have to say.
Hey, appreciate it. Thank you so much for the call. Go ahead, Mr. Gamble. I know you want. I feel like you wanted to say something.
Well, let me tell you why I wanted to ask his age, because let's keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? You got my nephew Teldrin and young guys. Perry, you guys are just built. This brother here have been working for a second. This is the person gonna be calling asking for money.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to know his age, because he's probably 55 like I am. He's worked, have a successful career, great alum. And those are people that's gonna say, hey man, you got an extra $4,000, $5,000, $2,000. Then he's gonna be able to go to his alums, and that's who you're gonna have to build off. Because when you start asking for money, there's people like that, and that are gonna have to buy in, that are season ticket holders, right? That, like he said, been around the program a long time. So I wanted to see basically people my age, what did they think about this hire? And he answered that. And I think a lot of people my age that I've heard, I got a lot of cousins that went to Southern, and they are excited about the hire. And that's the thing about it, what I found interesting. I understood your point about a honey badger and things like that. I don't think anything is wrong with that. But again, this is the hire now. How does the young people your age, again, that have just graduated, that are now getting in their career like Perry and yourself and Smash, and then Teldrin just now getting out, and then old heads like me, like you said, been around the program for almost over half their life, and do they enjoy and like the hire?
Oh, I love it. All right, 0187 coming to you.
How you doing, Scotty? How you doing, Mr. Campbell?
I'm doing
It's here
well.
out Baton Rouge, man.
What's up, man? Talk to me.
Look, I'm excited about the hire, man. After what we've been through, bro, we need some good fresh air, bro, to be honest with you. But I'm finna play devil's advocate with this for a second.
Yeah, talk to us.
Now,
Let's get
football is football, whether it's HBCU or any other institution. Am I correct?
Yeah, agreed.
What? Just imagine if you go get some white linemen, offensive linemen, put some beef up front.
I think that'd be great.
They don't always have to look like us. So football is football, right?
You ain't gonna get no argument from me.
And can I make a point on that? Let me make a quick point on that. And here's the thing where I'm going to go back. Great show to me, Scotty Blue, and Zoe did. Those white offensive linemen that you're talking about are not getting all these offers in college now. They're looking to get a college offer. So they will probably look at a Southern. They'll look at a Grambling. They'll look at, because maybe they didn't get an offer from LSU or XYZ. Yeah. And these guys just want to go and play football. So I think, again, you look for the players that fit. So I would not put a color on it, especially when you're looking for talent.
But that's why I fix it the way I fix it. Football is football. And so I play football here in Louisiana too. And I'm about the same age as the gentleman that just got off here. But I look for, if we're going to play ball, let's play some real ball. Let's put some real good football players in front of somebody and let them hit, head on and do what they need to do. But now watch this though. We already got players that's of the opposite color as Southern. The kicker from Central High in Baton Rouge. So I'm just bringing it up to say, if we want Marshall Faulk to be successful and be a winner, let him do what it takes to win. That's all I'm getting there. But I'll hang up and just listen to y'all, man. Y'all have a good one, though.
You too. I don't think anybody on here said that don't get white people. I listen, and it's not even a white, to me, it's not even a white thing. Go find, okay, when you have somebody like, and I'm going to be honest with you, it is going to be hard for people. I will say this. I think it's going to be hard for Marshall Faulk in the beginning because he's not going to understand some of the thinking that goes around at Southern University. That's just what happens with people outside of that culture come in, because there's just things that you just don't know or you don't understand. But when it comes to football, there is not probably a better. Every person I talk to that has either had interactions with Marshall Faulk, I've talked to some people from Colorado, they said he is a savant. Like, he knows football. So my thing is this: he don't give a damn if you polka dot, striped, yellow, orange, green, blue, baby blue, yellow mustard. If you can play the game of football and you want to come to Southern University, Marshall Faulk is going to offer you. It's very simple. So I don't get this whole white, black. Listen, if it was me, I'll find 5 Samoans. Give me 5 Samoans on that offensive line. You're not moving us. Okay? That's just what it is, in my personal opinion. Them Samoans are different. So I don't get it.
But can I make a point, though? And I think a lot of people that have played sports, have children, I'm going to tell you, it's not, you want me to tell you the problem when it comes to recruiting the athlete? It's the white football coach. The white football coach, and this is a known fact, especially down in Texas, you don't want to go to that school.
You don't want to go there.
They tell the black athletes this. So what you think when the white kid that is just grown up, want to play football, His parents wanted him to get a scholarship, and then the white coach don't even give him the information to get recruited.
Yeah.
So those are the things. Let's keep it a buck now. When it comes to it's not. I think for us, it's not even us as the collective coaches and things like that try to get these players. It is these white high school coaches that turn these players around and will not even let them know we're trying to contact them. And this is the 100% facts.
I'm not saying that's not true.
No. I'm making your
adding
point.
to the point. You're
adding to your point.
Yeah,
is that we do want them, but I'm saying why sometimes we don't get them is exactly that. Not that you're saying they don't want to come. You're saying these kids will. Listen, we have met these kids, and they were like, they didn't offer me. I didn't even know.
Yeah, that's fair. And I think to a certain extent, you got to look at it both ways. Like, for me, I'm always going to look on the part of like, all you can do is control what you can control. And when you have former players feeling a certain way about how something, I say this about HBCs all the time. You might not be able to control the funding, but you can control the customer service aspect of what you give to these players and how you made them feel when they left. Now, everything is not perfect. Listen, McDonald's ain't perfect, but people still go back. Burger King ain't perfect, but people still go back. I get all of that. But all I'm saying is, control what you can control, which is the customer service aspect, and just try to do better in how you make these players feel when they're there. But again, some people do it well, some people don't do it well. Some people have a great experience, some people don't have a great experience. But again, if you're not negating the message with positive promotion, this is the thing I can't stand about HBCUs, right? It's like, the negative stuff is always going to get out in front. It's always going to be. But you'll put your head in the sand like an ostrich and won't counteract it with anything positive. You won't have things positively being put out if it's a YouTube special, if it's a short, if it's anything to counteract what that is, right? So again, it's like it's bringing back a former player who is now a VP of something. It's bringing back a former player who's a young guy who's a construction manager. Or you got to tell these stories so that people understand we're doing bigger things than just playing football here on the Bluff, right? And that's for every HBCU. That's just not for Southern. That's for all the guys. You want to promote that. Let me get to these callers. Uncle Willie, coming to you.
Hey, thank you for taking my call. How you doing, Brother Campbell?
What's up?
Going on, Uncle Willie, my man? What's going on, homeboy?
Don't make this a Jackson State thing, okay? Let's just keep it on Southern. That's all I ask.
Oh, I am.
Okay.
The thing is, Avery, I was surprised to see Avery. Why he's not coaching a basketball team?
He probably don't want to.
That's one question.
He in private equity real estate.
I would just ask. I'm not chastising. I'm just asking. And I would probably try to get Aeneas Williams to be my defensive coordinator. That's a Southern grad and everything. I just don't know. I think it's a good guy. I know that Marshall Faulk is a smart fella. He's pretty smart. The Rams used to be my team until they left Los Angeles. But anyway, I think it's a good hire, but I think he's still going to have about 3 years before he can do anything, before he can really make any noise, because the SWAC is just, I mean, with the Jackson, with the guy over there in peer review and over here, you know, they just gonna turn it up. They just gonna turn it up.
Time out. Stop. You're telling me that Marshall Faulk can't turn around a program to make them competitive in the state of Louisiana, which really you're only competing with LSU, and they can't get every kid. That ain't even possible. And you're telling me that in the middle of nowhere in Houston, in Cypress, or wherever Prairie View is that he can turn around a program in 1 year, and Marshall Faulk at Louisiana can't? That's what you're telling me?
Well, this is what that's not what I said. What I said, it don't matter. It don't matter. TC gonna turn it up. They gonna get their ass whooped the next 3 years. You can bank on that.
I just asked you, just don't make it. I literally.
You know what? No, Scott, let me just jump in here. Okay, let's take this out. Jackson, I'm gonna use your argument, right? But let me run some, and me and Scotty like to do fact checks on this because I'm getting ready to run you their schedule potentially. They lose to Jackson State, right? So they lose that. You gonna tell me they can't beat Grambling? They can't beat Texas Southern? They can't beat UAPB? They can't beat Alcorn? They can't beat Bethune-Cookman?
What I'm talking about?
Come on, I mean,
they just went toe to toe with FAMU.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, okay, fine. I will give you the Jackson loss. And guess what? And again, Prairie View lost to Alabama State. So again, they could lose to Jackson and still win the West.
Still win the West.
And still win the West.
What are we talking? It's the West.
So it would be different if they were sitting over there to the East where you FAMU gonna get it back going. Alabama State, Jackson State. But man, listen again. When you're looking at where everybody else is in the West, okay, we're gonna leave Prairie View out there. I believe they're gonna be consistent. But everybody else is a toss-up, and they beat Grambling.
I'm not understanding that. Like,
yeah.
again,
and then like, so
it's not like there's not talent on the team already. The team is talented.
Do people forget that they were picked to win the West?
No, you can't listen. Let me be very clear. You can't, there's certain things you can't overcome. You can't overcome the SWAC refereeing. You can't overcome your head coach being bad, then your offensive coordinator being ass, and you running literally one play all year. You ran inside zone all year, and you expect to win? When I got people from UAB calling me talking about, Scotty, this is the easiest scheme we've ever seen in college football. We knew we were going to win. When UAPB players are hitting me up in my DMs telling me we knew we was going to win, do you know how bad you have to be offensively? So what I'm saying to you is that just adding a different scheme to Southern gives them 4 or 5 wins. That's just the easy mark. That's not hard. Swapping out quarterbacks gives them another 2 to 3 wins. That ain't hard. So again, it just mind boggles me how they're just gonna like it's not hard in this day and age of college football. It is not hard to turn around a program in year 1. It really isn't. You get the right pieces in place, and again, like Marshall said, there's a foundation already there. D, coming to you.
What up, Scotty? What up, Mr. Campbell? And you gotta love Uncle Willie, man. When you told him don't mention Jackson, I said he gonna find a way.
He gonna find a way every time. Every time. I already knew what it was.
Hey, man, you knew it was coming. But I just want to say I was in the comments a little bit during the press conference, and shout out to Southern, shout out to Coach Faulk. I give him a grade of an A. I won't say an A plus or A minus. I thought it was a straight A. Everything ran well. It wasn't too long. You know, we had some camera issues at the very end, but that was very minute. Just great production. Great to see the legend Aeneas Williams out. And Uncle Willie, Aeneas Williams is not about to be the D coordinator. He said him and his wife are happy in St. Louis. They're pastors. You know, he's like, Avery Johnson making money and investment and things of that nature. Not everybody wants to coach football. So shout out to him and his wife. Those brothers found their wives on the campus of Southern. I think that's a beautiful thing. Now, let's just get into a few quick football things, and I can't wait for the show tonight so I can ask Perry some questions. But my question to you guys is, seeing how polished and how thorough this guy is, when you hear what the Mike Martz and the Sean Paytons of the world, the guys that have coached him, and these guys have went to the highest of levels, what does that say about Marshall Faulk, not only as a player, but as a student of the game, when you hear these people speak so highly of him? And might I add, if you go back to one of those Monday shows with Perry about maybe 2 months ago, I said I think Marshall would be a good hire, and Zoe and everybody in the comments and even Perry was poo-pooing on me. And I'm glad they did this because I think he's the right person for the job. And I'm glad that somebody said it during the press conference. It should have happened 5 years ago. But my question to you guys is, when you look at his pedigree and the coaches that he's played for, the players that he's played with, you know, coming in that high-powered offense in St. Louis, you know, something that we've never seen, the greatest show on turf. What does that say to him being able to play in those different type of schemes? You know, one of the that catch the ball out of the backfield, and how does that translate to him being a coach, and how does he relate to these young guys now?
You want to take it, Mr. Campbell?
Well, listen, I'm going to tell you this because I do know this. I'm very familiar with, again, back in my era, sports. I'm familiar with a lot of guys that played on that Rams team. That's why I'm saying no Rocky Arsenault. Remember those guys. the biggest thing that you got to understand about Mark March, Dick Vermeil, that whole thing, it was attention to detail. It was not that we had the best athlete, we had the best scheme. And that was because we studied. We always looked up for matchups. That offensive system was about matchups. They had great players, but if you go back and watch, they always Marshall Faulk. Let's put him out as a wide out because we know this linebacker. Let's go to a double set because we know you can't do this. And what's the little short receiver, Muhammad, whatever little short guy, the little slot guy that they had. Always looking for opportunities to one-on-one. So for me, and people will tell you this, and you heard it, Marshall Faulk is going to be a person about detail. So I'm going to tell you this. It's going to start with how kids are coming to class, coming on time to practice. It's going to be board work. It's going to be a lot of things. I think these coaches are going to be detailed. And I'm going to tell you this. When you start looking at coaches that's successful, Willie Simmons, a detail coach. T.C. Taylor, detail coach. Eddie Robinson, detail coach. Tremaine Jackson, detail coach. These are guys that win. When you're not detailed, look at Florida A&M, lack of detail, you start seeing it come out on the field. So people will tell you that Marshall Faulk is a guy about details, and not only was he a great player, but he was a very smart player that he knew all the plays on both sides of the ball.
I think for me, what I love about this is what I hate about SWAC coaching is that it's not a week-to-week game plan. A lot of it's never a week-to-week game plan. Like a lot of it's not, I'm going to go in and expose your weakness, right? I said it all year. To beat Jackson State, you have to do what? You got to throw the ball. And teams would just rely on something that is not going. I'm like, now I get it. You heard what Marshall said. To take a man's will, you beat him at his strength. That is another, that's like mano y mano.
That was a powerful statement.
That's a powerful statement. Like you really, if you understand football, you understand what he said. He's like, hey, you want to stop the run? And it's like Delaware State. Delaware State is the epitome of that, right? Like,
yep.
You know what we gonna do, and we still gonna beat you. That is when that's when you're elite at something. When you're elite at something is when you know, hey, we're gonna run this ball right. And we're still going to get 5 or 6 yards per pop, right? Like that's what it is. And to me, if you get a team like that, if you ever get a team like that, it's going to be a very, very scary team to play because you're like, how do we stop it? Even though we know it's coming, because especially if you're able to do something off of it, right? If you're able to throw off of that, or maybe you're a passing team and you can still run the ball. It's all those little things that come into faction. So for me, I'm just curious to see what a week-to-week game plan looks like. That's what I'm curious. I just want to see that time and time again, because a lot of times the Prairie Views, the Jacksons, the FAMUs, they're just like, we're better than you. We don't have to game plan for you because you can't even stop what we want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you never have that. So I would like to see a coach come in and really have to say, hey, listen, this team has a strong front seven. This is how we're going to attack that. We're going to do this. We're going to do some more outside stuff. We're going to attack this. We're going to find the mismatches that we like within their defense. Hey, this slot corner's weak. We're going to attack him. Hey, this safety's weak. We're going to try to attack him. Right? It's little things like that I'm curious to see what Marshall Faulk brings in, and I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this to get out the way. And like I said, great show as usual, guys. I think one thing that me and you always talk about, Scotty, is the incompetency that we see in the SWAC from a coaching standpoint week to week. I think a Marshall Faulk-led team, you will see a lot of those things disappear. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's calling the plays, you know what I'm saying, a la TC, in the past. I think his mind is so great at dialing up offensive plays and playing under the Sean Paytons and the Marks and the Vermeils of the world. I think he that is something that he will potentially do. But excited for Southern, and I think this is exciting for the whole SWAC and the whole HBC as a whole. The more great coaches, the more great teams we have, the better product we have. And now we can realistically go into some of these FCS games, having a chance to win some of these games and really making some noise and have an opportunity for more of our boys to get drafted in the NFL. So again, great job, guys, and I'll be back tonight with my boy Perry White.
I appreciate it.
Hey, Scotty, can I make a quick point about people talking about Aeneas Williams being you don't want Aeneas Williams to be a defensive coordinator. That's where his strength is helping you with NIL. That's what you want Aeneas Williams from. Yeah. What Marshall Faulk needs to get, and you probably know Scotty will probably break it. He needs an experienced DC. He needs a guy that knows that area, knows how to recruit, that's going to be very innovative. I had a DC tell me, hey, we played a certain coverage and nobody else challenged it. And we played that same coverage over and over again because they weren't innovative on offense. You know what I mean? So for me, Aeneas Williams, you don't want to do that. You want Aeneas to come down like he just did, shake hands, kiss babies, take a lot of pictures and say, oh, by the way, I need to get $1,000 out of you, my man. I need to get $5,000 out of you. Because that's what Marshall Faulk is going to need more so than Aeneas trying to learn on the fly to be a DC.
What I've been hearing is two names, Rollins from Grambling and Ryan Lewis from UAB, the former DC at Alabama State. Those are two names that I've been hearing about for a defensive coordinator. So I have not heard Ed Reed. I would love for Ed Reed to be in the conversation, but as of right now, I have not heard those names. Coach Pep, coming to you. Coach Pep.
How you doing?
What's going on? How you been?
I've been all right.
That's good.
Yeah. I called about this Marshall Faulk thing. I'm kind of 50-50 on Marshall, but I would say he got to have another place mapped out besides Louisiana, because all he's gonna get is 4 and 5 tier talent from Louisiana, because LSU, Tulane, Louisiana Tech, USL, they got all the talent. But if he's coaching their ass off and scheming right, I think he can go 500 the first year. But you picked the winner out in Deshaun Jackson. But the rest of the celebrity coaches like Makovic, 1-11, the guy over there at Mississippi Valley, he's 2-24 as a head coach. And I think a Marshall Faulk, if he's scheming and coaching his ass off, he's gonna finish 500, and next year he probably finish 800. But I want to ask you a question, Scotty.
Yes, sir.
Lane Kiffin, he takes his quarterback, whether they D2 FCS. I would think Andrew Body is gonna play for LSU next year, and that's all they needed as a quarterback. And I think Andrew Body gonna play for LSU next year.
I would love for that to happen, Coach Pep. When I tell you I would, I really would. Thank you so much for the call. I think he goes against Austin Simmons from Ole Miss, because I think Trinidad has 1 year left. Chamberlain has 1 year left, and I think he goes and gets Austin Simmons for LSU. Again, I think it would be a great move I think it'd be a great move. I don't want to get off topic, but if I was Andrew's agent, the schools that I would be looking at is Georgia Tech, Vanderbilt, because Pavia's leaving, Tennessee. I like their scheme. If he was trying to go to the SEC, I think, you just got to find the right scheme. KP, now, before you go, KP, I'm going to say this before I bring you up. You was clamoring for a white man. That was you. That was you, KP. So don't come on here whine, baby. Yeah, I'm so glad we got Marshall Faulk. That wasn't you in the beginning. You kept saying you wanted the white man. So I want to make that very clear before people hear you on here talking about, so you happy to have Marshall Faulk, because you were saying you wanted the white man. So
the only white man he got was on that podium. That's the only white man he got today.
What I'm saying? Let me. All right, KP, you live.
Wow, what's going on, my people? What's going on? How y'all doing, man?
We're doing well.
Mr. Campbell, how you doing, sir?
KP, I know you happy, bro. Talk to me, man. Talk to me. Tell me what's going on down there, man.
Look. I like how you making me stand on my business. I'm gonna stand on it. I still will want my white man, but this hire is it's 50-50 with me, like the last caller. I'm not bad on it, trashing it like I did before. I'm just like, okay, it's better than what we had.
Facts.
You know. And I also am looking at this side of the coin too, and I don't think anybody probably not even thinking about it. Who want to play for Marshall Faulk? Everybody thinking they could just pull in recruits, but now you got Marshall Faulk you got to recruit against. So if you got a running back that's you trying to recruit, and Marshall Faulk is trying to recruit him, who you think he may side with the name and you know, I'm just thinking in
the
that
connections.
term.
Yeah, with the connections.
He can out recruit.
Yeah, like keeping
With
Trey
the
Holly.
Go ahead.
Like just keeping Trey Holly. I mean, to me, you don't keep Trey Holly if it's not Marshall Faulk. It has to be a really good damn coach. But I think you keep Trey Holly because of Marshall Faulk. For real. But go ahead. Sorry.
I think he could pluck some players off other teams as well. They might be like, man, what's Southern over there building? I'm not getting no playing time here, or somebody about to come bump me out. Let me go play for Marshall Faulk. Like I'm looking at it in that time, in that lens as well. He can pluck players from other SWAC schools or other FCS schools by just his name.
Facts.
Also, if you can, man, I'm not trying to intervene on your show or nothing late on the night. If you can just put together, or in a future show, put together a dream schedule for like a Southern or a Jackson or a Grambling that would spice up the conference, will make dollars flow into the conference. And I'm looking at a Southern and Delaware or a Southern and Norfolk matchup, home and home, and I think that'll draw a nice crowd. If it's, even if it's a home and home or at a central location, something like that, just to kind of capitalize. I know I asked you earlier about how the SWAC can capitalize off this hire and not let it be a flat on his face like they did with Dion, in a sense of that, in that nature.
Yeah.
But the other side, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If you're talking about just like, that's a great football game, but to me, it's not about the cross matchups with MEAC. To me, that's not what it is. It's beating the nickels. It's beating, like, you want to put your program on the map. You want to put SWAC football on the map. Tell Jackson to go schedule a real FCS opponent. You want to put the SWAC on the map. Tell Southern to go beat a Nichols, a ULM, a Southeastern, a Tarleton, a UIW. Like, go play a top. You want SWAC to be, tell Jackson, since Jackson, they think they're so good, have them schedule a top 25 team and see what that look like. That's how this Prairie View, Tremaine Jackson, and I love Tremaine Jackson. He bumping his gums the way he bumping them. Go schedule a top 25 team and let's see what it lands. I don't need you. I don't care about the North Dakota. I don't care about none of that. Schedule a school below the Mason-Dixon line that is a top program, wherever that might be, and go play them and let's see what we're talking about. Like, that is how Marshall Faulk puts his name. That's how your name gets elevated. It's not going over there and play Delaware State. You know what I'm saying? It ain't over there playing NCCU. That's great. Okay, whoop-de-doo. They're going to be like, that's the blacks playing the blacks. Go beat a white school. There you go. That's my 2 cents.
And since everybody's saying he's a mastermind, that can let me see how this mind works. By beating this white school, let's see you out scheme this white school. Because, the SWAC, no disrespect to the coaches in the SWAC, but me and you can put together a game plan and beat the SWAC coaches in this league, besides a few top tier coaches. But if you're a mastermind, football genius or guru, let's take this on the road and play these white schools and see if we can compete against these white schools with your mindset and what you learn from the NFL. And that's my, if we gonna do this hire, I need you to milk this man like a cow. I want you to get every aspect. It's mine to go bring Southern to the program that they want Southern to be. Just hiring them as a coach and beating SWAC schools. That's cool and all, but like, man, we past that right now, man. I'm trying to find some guys that we can have in the NFL showcase, make other coaches in the SWAC much better, make the conference better as a whole. Yeah. But that's all I got, man. I'm 50-50 on this, man. I'm still yay, better than what we had. Mr. Campbell, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the hire, man. And if you can tell us who you would recommend us as and another thing, the DC OC, I don't want nobody in the SWAC, man. That right there dropped me down.
He didn't stand on that.
Rollins.
And I'm gonna stand behind you on that, KP. Now you don't have to switch off of that one. That's
Man,
legitimate.
I'm saddened by that. Saddened by that. Like, why we got to get the same guys that's already in this conference? Is it a budget crisis? Or is it just the names that they're giving us to get?
It's
like,
a budget
I'm
crisis.
just trying to understand and make it make sense.
No, it's a budget crisis. Like, think of again, and I know people want to go to Deshaun Jackson and be like, man, but he got like 3. Those guys had to want to go and take the pay cut that they were going to get. What you think Clint Portis is getting paid as a running back coach at Delaware State? It ain't $100K. I can tell you that right now. It's probably like $50,000 or $60,000. And but he knows that, and Clint Portis probably just wanted to get into coaching. If you want an NFL staff, you're going to have to get guys that just want to go coach. Hey man, listen, I got some time, I got some money on my hands. Listen, I just want to go help. I want to be a part of something special. That's how it's going to have to happen, because again, I keep trying to explain to people, you have to find, it's like this, right? I keep saying this. If a realtor shows you a house out of your price range, everybody else, you look at every other house, you're like, no, it ain't, but it ain't that house that you can't afford that, right? You got to find guys that you can afford in your price range. Now, again, I hope if Marshall Faulk has a budget of $120,000 to $150,000 for a coordinator position, he should be straight. He should be able to find decent coordinators that can come into the SWAC and change the game. All right. Again, would you have a problem if he stole Lorenzo Quinn? I know you would have a problem with that.
Well, I would, because that's Jackson people. That's there. I don't want to pluck nobody from another.
What does that mean if they winning?
Come on, KP.
Come on, that don't even make sense, KP. I get it if they bad, but Lorenzo Quinn is one of the top defensive coordinators. If you got Ryan Lewis from Alabama State, who had a top FCS defense the last 3 years he was at Alabama State, is that not a good hire?
That's a good hire. That's a good hire. I agree with
Okay,
that. That's
you see what I'm saying? Like, I get it. To me, it's like the part where I would have to disagree with you is if you go get let's say Marshall gets a guy from D2, a white man from D2 who led the nation in defense, and he comes to Southern and gets worn out. Like, you be like, man, you see what I'm saying? Like, you want guys that are proven to some extent to where you know on this level they're going to win. Like, again, Zoe says it all the time, there's no guarantees. So yeah, if you step outside that box and you bring a white guy or a black guy who's a D2 or NAIA all defensive conference guy because you can afford him, and he gets to the SWAC and gets his ass whooped, then what?
Hey, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
You see what I'm saying?
I can get that.
So it can go either way.
I just go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I just said it can go either way. Go ahead, finish your point. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Last thing, man. I'm gonna get out the way. Yeah, I mean, I'm still 50-50. You know, I'm not mad at it. It's better than what we had. And man, I just hope the guy I just want to see his recruiting board. Let me see what he bringing in the house, in the barn. See who he keeping, and we'll go from there. And I just listen to y'all and hear what Perry had to say tonight, man. Good show.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it, KP. I'm gonna take these last 3 callers. 8164 coming to you, and then I see you smash, and then 9370. 8164 coming to you. Hey, caller, you live.
What's up, Scotty? This is Justin from LA. I called in when Deshaun Jackson first got hired.
Okay, talk to me.
Chopped it up a little bit. Yes, sir. So one thing, ear to the ground here in LA. A lot of people excited. A lot of recruits excited to go play for him. I wasn't going to start with him, but we can go there to come back to Marshall. Would you say that Deshaun overexceeded expectations his first year? I think going over 600 was pretty good. I know you was always on the bandwagon, but I remember when he first got hired, everybody was questionable. Oh, not enough history, coaching history. He's going all the way to the East Coast. So we've been excited about it. Sorry, my son's on my lap.
No, you're fine.
We've been excited about his success, and I've been watching and cheering from LA the whole time. So I just wanted to get your quick little 1-2. I know you and Perry have gone over it a few times, but
so for me, the world's expectation, yes, he overexceeded. My expectation is he did exactly what I thought he was going to do, 8 wins. I keep saying I called it from the beginning of the season. I just felt that once Zoe broke down the staff that he had, and then we saw the recruiting class that he was bringing in, I just felt it all lined up to having a really good year. Now, year 2, Deshaun, I don't think nobody want to see him. Listen, I would not want to see a year 2 Deshaun Jackson team. If he's able to keep James Jones and he's able to build on that offensive line, it is going to be trouble because he knows he has to fix his defense. So I'm excited to see it. What you got, Mr. Campbell?
I think for me, the biggest thing with Marshall is do like what Delaware State did and what Deshaun Jackson did. Brandon Blackman was his defensive coordinator. He's a long-time coach, but then he filled in his coaching staff with NFL players. I would love to see that same type of mix. Get you some NFL players because that name recognition does help with recruiting, right? They're not too much worried about money. They have that knowledge. But then you bring in a seasoned DC, and I think you do need to have somebody that does know the footprint of the SWAC because there's some ins and outs that you do need to have somebody. I don't want Marshall to come in here and say, oh, I'm shocked that it's like this. I think that's where Aeneas Williams and Avery Johnson helped them to probably pull them and say, hey, man, let me tell you what's going on down the south. Let me be real honest with you. So I think a really good mix of a seasoned DC that's been in the college game, and then get some guys that, hey, you know what? You can be my wide receiver coach. You can be my running backs coach, and then get some SWAC guys. I think that'll be a great, great matchup.
All right, what you got for Marshall?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, year 2, they in trouble in the MEAC. And I was going to piggyback on what you said earlier to the last caller that they need, or the second to last caller, that if you're going to beat your chest like Jackson State or Alabama State and say you the best, go play the best. Go play Billy Badass and schedule the better FCS or lower D1 teams, right? But my question to you, Scotty, is when can coaches really schedule new teams on their schedule? Is it 3 years in advance? Is it 4 years? Because sometimes that's not their fault, right?
It's like 2 years.
Take over a program. What's that?
It's usually like a 2 or 3 year span, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? So again, you're right. Like, you know, like these games this year are probably already set in stone, and then next year games are probably set in stone as well. So you probably got to go 3 years out just to kind of make those changes. But again, to me, and I'm gonna talk about it more when you get off the line, but the fact that ADs aren't thinking like that, right? Like, I get it. You're gonna play your Power 5 game for the money. I get that. I'm not saying that.
Right.
But playing NAIA schools for what? For what?
You crazy.
Division II schools for what? I'd rather you schedule a SWAC school for homecoming than you pick a NAIA school or some random ass non-collegiate athletic school that you just beat up on a homecoming. Like, it doesn't make any sense, man. That is just bad football. Period. Point blank. Period. It's just bad football, right? So to me, keep it in FCS, maybe D2. The lowest you should go is D2. That's the lowest, and then leave it at that.
All right. And I'm gonna say one more thing, get out the way. Love the show. And I got a question for Mr. Campbell. Love when you're on the show as well. Going to Marshall. So we pick it back off of Deshaun, going to Marshall first year. Some people like to hire, some people don't. You don't have head coaching experience, yada, yada, yada. I think if you bring in a solid foundation, coaches who are seasoned on your staff, OC, DC, even specialists or coordinators, people to look over it as well. What would be, your break even? Okay, Marshall, you went 5 and 6, or would you want them to go 600 at least? What would be a successful year? What would be an overexceeded year to you? And then to Mr. Campbell, I have a lot of kids here I mentor in LA who look at HBCUs and want to get in, and they don't know who to contact. And I kind of tell them to email the deans or email the athletic coordinators and try to get in that way. And we have the Black College Expo out here in LA. I try to get them to go there, and I chaperone them and get in contact. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes people don't really want to help. I don't know. It don't seem substantial, but what would be your advice on that as far as getting connected with kids in HBCU spaces? One of my mentors went to Lane. I think my cousin went to Tuskegee. So I know a little something, but I'm not well versed, so I'm not going to say I know. But great show. Thanks, Scotty. Y'all have a good one.
Let me answer, Scotty, and we can get back to the football. Let me answer the thing about kids that are West Coast or non-HBCU adjacent states. The biggest thing, and this goes for every Jackson State, Southern, FAMU, Texas Southern, Prairie View, Alcorn, you'll be amazed. Every one of them have an alumni chapter out in LA. what you want to do, you don't ever want to contact the school. Contact the alumni chapter, because I'm going to tell you a couple of things. Their job is to recruit kids from that state. They also have money that they can give that kid to go to said school.
Yeah.
So Southern, I know they have a huge alumni chapter. They have a big thing out there in LA for the Southern kids that are coming to LA. They give them money. They make sure they get rides back home. FAMU does the exact same thing. Spelman does the exact same thing. If you saw Angela Jolie's daughter, that thing was a Spelman thing for LA. So that's why she went there and was doing, the slide and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So don't contact the school. Always go to the local alumni. And they trust me, they will work much better and much faster than you contacting the school, because I'm just telling you, all our schools are totally overwhelmed and our students can't even get through on sometimes. So start with the alumni chapters first and then work your way towards the school. That's the way you do it, because trust me, those alumni, because they're out there in LA, they want to have the younger kids to go to Southern, FAMU, Jackson State. I know it. I've been out there. That's what they do.
Love it. Love it. Smash, you're going to be my last caller. 9370 coming to you.
Yeah, Scotty, this is James. I'm the Jackson State guy.
Oh, God. Hey, listen, do me a favor. One, turn your background down for me. And then two, do not make this a Jackson State thing. But continue.
No. I was just saying, I watched the show. I know how y'all do. I just wanted to say where I'm from.
Okay.
My thing is the Marshall Faulk hire, to me, tells everybody else, look, let's get in line. Southern is trying to get back to being Southern. They're trying to win, and they're not playing games. And me saying, hey, we need to pick it up. I agree with everybody else. We got Mercer. We got you got Elon. You got Spielman. You got colleges right here. That's FCS in Alabama, Mississippi. I want to see Jackson State play those.
Yeah.
I want to see the rest of the SWAC play those. So we don't have to worry about Alabama State not getting in because strength of schedule or whatever that was. We want to have 2 or 3 teams that qualify, that if they don't make the Celebration Bowl, hey, we can send somebody and go play, because we can't run around saying we doing it and we ain't doing it, because we know North Dakota State, they prove that they be doing it.
They be doing it.
So I would like to be I want to play teams so I can still say I'm good and ride around with all my merch and say, hey, this is where it's at.
Appreciate it. We know y'all don't need much to ride around with y'all merch on, so I don't know why you try to act like, y'all, man, listen, y'all beat somebody in checkers, you're going to ride around with your merch on.
Well, and the Popeyes in the back of the trunk. Ain't
you know
no
what
doubt
I'm
about
saying?
it.
Like, come on, man. But,
Let me say something, because I've had conversations, and I want to give a little bit of balance. There have been times with several, and I know this about Jackson, and I know this with FAMU. The problem is, and this is what white schools will do to you, they'll say, come to us first. Okay, fine. And then when the return game comes, then they go find a Power 5 school that wants to pay them money and then cancel the game. And then we get holding the bag. So what I know Jack State has done is say, we'll do a home and home. You come to us first, because Jack State is going to come the second way. And it's always gets kind of lukewarm funny about that. FAMU is trying to do something, because you understand, FAMU has regionally played the Georgia Southern. Now all these guys have moved up, you know what I'm saying? But we used to have home. But then when those guys started getting funny and getting that Georgia money, we got stuck like that one time. We went up there, and then they were supposed to come back, and then they canceled us, and then we had to mess around and play Fort Valley. That's how that game started, okay? Yeah. So I want you to be very clear. I can't talk for all the schools, but that's what happens sometimes. It's a really tricky thing when you're looking at scheduling and who plays first and who comes back.
Great point, Mr. Campbell. Great point. Smash, coming to you.
Was in with it, Scotty.
What's goody?
You know, like I said the last time when you first, I really don't care for the hire. Me personally, I just want to win. I don't care what the fuck it is, as long as you get back to win it. But a few things stood out to me during this press conference, and I started thinking differently. This past weekend, me and some of my partners on businesses, we was talking about starting our own damn NIL fund, because I can get a couple hundred people to donate a couple $100 and make something happen. But the fact that he even mentioned it, it got me excited a little bit. Now, you know what I'm saying? Okay, now we start to play big boy ball. I like everybody else did. We starting to be forward thinking. And that's my only thing with with Coach Faulk. Let's just be forward thinking. Now, another thing too, we saw Mr. Big Man up in there beating his chest pretty much. You know I'm talking about, Mr. Clay, you know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be successful for that one reason alone, because it can't fail. Because the past couple of years, you know what I'm saying, there was the board against Tony Clayton. Now that Tony Clayton is all behind this, he's gonna do everything in his power
to make sure it works.
Every dollar.
Yep.
Exactly. And that's what. And if you know, if you're a Southern alumni, you listening, y'all know I'm speaking facts. It can't fail because who the first person we gonna look at if we go 2 losing seasons? I'm looking at you. You Mr. Big Man, what we need. We already got the facilities. We already got talent on the team. You know what I'm saying? We just need to be able to play the same kind of ball that everybody else playing. So I'm excited about that because I don't see it failing for that year. And they can talk about 2 or 3 years. I want to see Southern win next year. I ain't scared to say it. Everybody else act like come on 2 or 3 years. No, and I want to see them win next year. Like, different quarterback, different coaches. We in a different situation. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
So that's all I gotta say. You know what I'm saying?
No, I appreciate it, Smash. No, I appreciate the call. And listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think better coaching, Southern doesn't go 1-10, 2 and
Not even close.
2-11 or whatever they went, 2-10 or whatever. Like you don't lose 10 games. Like you beat Alcorn, you beat Fam. You probably get blown out by you probably lose to Bama State and Jackson. You probably lose to Bama State and Jackson. I think the Jackson game is probably a little closer. I think the Bama State game is a shootout that you probably lose because of Andrew. But the rest of them games, I mean, you beat Grambling. You know what I'm saying? Like the rest of these games are up in they're toss-ups. You lost what the Prairie View game was what, like 3-20 something? Like if you use Trey Holly the right way, that game is they ran the ball, you run the ball. You get like I'm not gonna go all the way in on it just yet, but he gotta go over 500. The swag ain't that hard. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think he can definitely get 5. You know what I'm saying? Just out the gate.
You know what I'm saying? Because to me, if TC Taylor can go 7-4 with the team he did after Dion gutted his team, he has talent on this team. He might add people to this team, but he has talent. Like Darren Morris. I don't know if they're graduating, but Morris is talented. Jackson is talented. Trey Holly is talented. The Remo kid is talented. The backup kid. The quarterback's got to go. All the quarterbacks got to go. Listen, I don't give a damn who's in there. Now, you might keep the Jalen kid. You keep the Jalen kid to see if he stays around or whatever. But, you know what I'm saying? The D-line, if Kelby comes back, I'm hearing that he might come back, might not come back. You know, that's all depending. But if Kelby comes back, the 42 kid come back, like, you just got to build these. You just got to have center pieces and build it around. And I like it from there. I like it from that standpoint. Let me take this call or two. 7794 coming to you.
Yes, sir. What's happening, Scotty?
What's your name? Where you calling from?
Oh man, this is Larry, man. I'm calling from H-Town.
Talk to me.
I was just looking at the program, and I think the hire was a great hire. Marshall Faulk is a name, and he's going to draw. And then I also wanted to talk about the out-of-conference scheduling. It's about money. I always hear you guys talk about money. If you schedule these white schools, then it's no money made. Playoff attendance, 2,000 people. But when we play black schools, 15, 20, 30,000. So, I mean, money rules the world. And we have to pay to play. So I just want, to look at it on both aspects. Just don't say, hey, let's just go out and play these white schools.
Sir, can I interject? I'm learning.
And also, I believe we have. Prairie View played Lamar this year.
That's great.
Jackson State played the team in Mississippi this year.
Okay.
So
that's a power force.
I mean,
that's
you holler on one end about
Larry,
money,
Larry,
but then you just can't give away money.
Larry. I'm trying to listen. I let you go. You can't say that on one end, and then you're paying Division II schools to come to you and play. You're paying NAIA school. Who wants to show up to an NAIA game? Oh, but people are going to show up. Why? Because it's homecoming. Like, it doesn't make any sense, Larry, of what you're talking about. Now, if you go schedule a good team that comes in, is the game going to sell out if you play Valley, Larry? Is a game going to sell out if you play UAPB, Larry? Is the game going to sell out if you're playing bad teams, Larry? What are you talking about? The same team, the same people that might not show up for a Valley game, a UAPB game, or a Bethune-Cookman game, you can replace that with better competition and have a better game and then elevate your platform and elevate your program. What are we talking about, Larry? That's right, Larry.
Larry, like Wu-Tang.
I mean, what
Okay.
are we talking about?
Well, one deal I do want to say is that look at the attendance for SWAC schools. Look at the attendance for the rest of the schools. Look at the attendance for playoffs. You got 2,000 people showing up. You have to pay. You have to pay to go and play in the playoffs.
You're the only one that brought up the playoffs, Larry.
What do you get out of that?
Larry, you're the only one that brought up
out of that.
Larry.
What would SWAC schools get out of
Larry
financially?
Larry, you're the only person that brought up the playoffs, sir. I didn't bring up the playoffs. Listen, this is what I'm saying. When people bring up the playoffs to me, it's just I hate to see a 10-2 Alabama State team at the house. That's why I bring up the playoffs, because I hate to see a team that talented sit at home and sit back and not have anything to play for. Their season is over, right? Because again, if Alabama State makes it, first of all, the NCAA pays for travel. Okay, let's be very clear about what goes on. The NCAA pays their travel to get to the said location. The only people that pay is the person hosting the game. So if you host a playoff game, you have to bid to have it. And then the NCAA takes some of the concessions away from you. So if you're not bidding to host it, it's not a financial thing unless you bring your band. If you bring your band, the NCAA is not paying for your band, your whole band. They ain't doing that. Okay, that is where it gets into the higher price. Well, go ahead.
I think where I'm going with it is, Scotty. I mean, yeah, we go to the game, we don't pay, but I say what monies are generated. Like I say, attendance is 2,000. I mean, what money am I generating if I go? Let's just say, Prairie View played Lamar this year. When they played Lamar, they was a top team. It was in the top 25. You know, and I mean, what money was made?
Well, can I switch this? Wait a minute, from the money side, Scotty, tell me who was that very low levels FCS school? Was that McNeese that Southern lost to? Was that last year? That was McNeese. That was no good. Now you're a Southern guy. Now come on, man. Let's talk about pride. You know the tradition of Southern. You know the teams. Do you really feel good that we can't go a couple of blocks down the street and beat McNeese? I mean, from a pride thing.
That was sold out. That game was sold out, by the way.
So you're telling me, as a Southern guy, knowing what you guys got, that we have all dropped to the level, and that's all of us, because ain't none of us beating them, okay? Let's keep it a buck. So I'm putting all of us in the same boat. That the proud tradition that we have, that we can't just sit back there and now we can't even beat them. I'm gonna say I went to FAMU, bro. We won the first thing. We're the only school to beat those white playoff teams. We take pride in that. And now we can't even beat them when we go down to Southeastern and we like, this is FAMU. So same thing with Southern. You gonna tell me just the fact that they're right down the road, that school, which is nowhere near the level of Southern, academically, alumni, money, and these guys get out coached and score 40, 50 points on you? Come on, man. Just pride-wise, you want to win that game.
Well,
I mean, I feel like it's one of those things.
I think we would love to take these games. I mean, we can look at basketball. I mean, SWAC schools play a lot of teams, Division I teams in basketball.
But we are Division I.
Not the same.
We all are Division I. So you ain't playing a lot. We all playing the same. We on the same level.
Everybody has a chance to win the national championship in basketball if you're Division I. That's how basketball is. What are you talking about?
Well, actually, what I'm doing, Scotty, is I'm giving it a comparison. You had a person that came on earlier was saying that maybe if we played other FCS schools, then Alabama State would have probably made it this year. So I was just complimenting on that, because you asked me where did I get the playoffs from. So I'm looking at the show, And as I'm looking at the show, I heard the other callers speak. That's all. So, I agree with you. We should play top FCS schools, but also it's a business. It's a business.
Nobody. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Campbell. Say your point. I'm sorry. I had to hang up on him.
But what I'm saying is, and I understand the business part. Trust me. And listen, you know, I've already been on my thing. I know Southern's on $2 billion. Let's get our money. But I'm just talking about the pride of the university and things like that. Sometimes it feels good just to beat those white boys' ass. Okay, let's keep it a buck. Okay, so my thing is, because I'll tell you this too. Now you're talking about money. Because when you start beating them, guess what starts happening? You start getting better players. Maybe those players start coming, those black players. Let's talk about the black players, okay? Yeah. Because that's how we get recruited again. You don't want to go down to Southern. You don't want to go to X school because we beat them all the time. Why do you want to play them? But I tell you what, we start smacking them around, and they come to Southern because Southern's a great camp. Same thing with FAMU. We got to beat these folks because that's how they recruit against FAMU. FAMU can't beat us. We were beating them before. That's why they came. That's the thing about it. There's a big argument about Ole Miss and Jackson State. Jackson State was a dominant program in their state because they had the better players. The better players wanted to go there. Ole Miss had to pay people millions of dollars to finally get good. So all I'm saying is for a Southern that is a flagship school is that just from the pride level, you can make money by beating those schools. Because then you know what? When you improve, then guess what? You can start playing other games. Hell, you could challenge a low-level G5 team that's going to pay you $300,000 and beat their ass. That can happen. And that's what we should be building towards. All of our schools should be borderline group of 5 schools, beating them, the low levels. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like there's no reason why Nichols is beating Southern by 40-something points.
Exactly.
No reason. Like, and again, that for people to keep ducking that smoke because of money is crazy to me. This is the thing that bothers me even more, Mr. Campbell. The lower level teams play the better FCS. The lower level teams play the better FCS games, right? Alcorn, when McNair was there, used to always have a great out of conference schedule. Yeah. Always. Stephen F. Austin. They used to play Charlie. They had a great out of conference schedule. Valley always plays a great out of conference schedule. Who else? UAPB usually plays a great out of conference because they play Central Arkansas. Like, it's not hard to schedule competent games. I'm not saying I get the power forward game. I get why you have it on your schedule. You want the money. I get it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, get the money. Got to get it.
But you got 2 other games that you can schedule FCS opponents and then make your homecoming a SWAC opponent, which is really going to send your homecoming through the roof. Because people are going to want to come inside the game. Even if it's Valley, even if it's Bethune, even if it's UAPB, people are going to want to come into the game. It's crazy to me that I got to sit up here and be like, oh, you don't want to play competition? Like, that is so crazy to me. That is so crazy to me. I'm sorry. That's just wow. But yet and still, you'll schedule 2 D2 teams that you got to go pay to come play. You broke. And you're going to pay Division II team to come play you, but you broke. All right. What sense does that make? Anyway, last points, Mr. Campbell, before we get up out of here.
Hey, man, listen, I think the biggest thing is what we saw. We saw a lot of disarray with Southern this whole year. Really, the coaching staff, the firing. But I tell you what, I think this is trending and pointing in the right direction for Southern. I've always said this. We need the name schools to be good, and we need the auxiliary schools, the Prairie Views and the Alabama States to be good. That makes a strong conference. So I'm very happy for this hire for Southern. I think what Marshall Faulk is going to bring is a level of professionalism. I think he's going to bring a level of enthusiasm. And I like the fact that his Southern brothers of Aeneas Williams and Avery Johnson stood side by side, because they're going to, when he gets frustrated, he's going to be saying, hey, man, this, and they're going to say, hey, we know how this works. We'll be able to help you out. They'll be able to make phone calls. And I'll tell you one thing about it. I'm super excited to see when Southern rolls out their new team. And remember, guys, hey, early signing period Wednesday for high schools.
Better hit it. Got to hit it.
Got to hit it. So whatever they've been doing, like I said, again, I know it might not be a big splash, but at least you can make some phone calls because, again, now there are going to be more high school kids available because of the way it is. So super excited for Southern. Looking forward to Marshall Faulk coming to Tallahassee next year.
Listen, and before I get up out of here, it's already called the Black National Championship. I don't know what else. Celebration Bowl is the Black National Champion. We already know that it's its own thing. I'm going to keep saying this, and again, this is a hill I'm going to die on. I'm going to die on this hill. The Celebration Bowl needs to become its own playoff system. It just does. Or you got to figure out a way to have a bowl game maybe for another team. But people are going to get tired of seeing a FAMU 9-1, Alabama State 10-2 team, a NCCU 9-1 team not play. You get tired of seeing that.
But wait a minute. But hold on. I'm going to get on your heel, but in the reverse. If you go back to my point, because FAMU made the playoffs, Central made the playoffs. If you beat the right teams, you still you get in. You beat everybody you're supposed to beat. You lose to FAMU, lost to Jack State lost to FAMU. Central lost to Howard that year, right? But they still went to the playoffs. But Central beat the team. So my thing is, if we improve our teams, that's how you get in the playoffs no matter what. So a 9-1 team, well, we won't be 9-1. A 9-3 team looks good for the playoff committee. That's my whole point. Yeah. And then you lose the one conference game because we all know if you lose that one conference game, you're not going to get to your conference game or to the MEAC. Case in point, you lose the one conference game, you're not going to be the MEAC champion. So my thing is, do like you say, improve the teams, beat them, and then the opportunity there. FAMU showed it, NCC showed it.
And then last thing before I get up out of here, the Ivy Leagues with I think who just Yale, their first playoff game, they win. The first playoff game, they were down like 24 to something. It was just something crazy, and they came back and won that game. Again, I'm not gonna go down that path. It just kills me. Okay, it just absolutely kills me. If you're scared to play competition, which you are, I don't care. Money, I don't care. HBCUs don't want to play nobody. To me, make the Celebration Bowl a playoff style, and it would be astronomical.
So you said it's the Celebration Bowl, the final or the semi or the final, but you have like kind of like an AFC NFC type scenario, 2 games to get to the Celebration Bowl.
Yes. Okay. So it will be that's the pinnacle. Like it will be like a playoff. It's like the Super Bowl. It'll be like that's the Super Bowl.
Like the AFC Championship, NFC Championship, go to the Super Bowl, right? Yeah,
go to the Super Bowl. And 4-16 playoff, like it needs to be something because again, I'm getting tired of seeing great teams sit on the sideline. And if you've already taken your automatic bid to get in the FCS playoffs, you might as well just make your own and just enhance your own product and give it to and make it better for what it is. So everybody loves the Celebration Bowl. Add a little. The reason I say that is because the years that FAMU was with the one loss, now you have a 10-2 Alabama State team. You got a Dell State team, and they might have a rematch. Like it's just all the nuances that I think that it really, 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 really works really well. And I think that's something that they need to take advantage of it and do. But that's my time. Listen, tonight, 7:00. If Perry makes it, probably 7:30. So, just be fluid with the time with me. All right. 7:30, 8:00. Going live, outspoken, talk about the SWAC championship, talk about Marshall Faulk and everything under the sun. All right. Listen, until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm a holler. God bless.